Craig. This is where MAGA comes to talk. Welcome one and all, and what an exciting day, huh? We got a lot to cover. I'm just setting up still, and we'll get the discussion going shortly. But if you're new to my channel, my name is Brian Craig. This is where MAGA comes to talk. And boy, oh boy, we have a lot to talk about today, don't we? President Trump just ended the Schumer shutdown. Every American is going to get at least $2,000 from the tariffs. What a great day. What a great time. And we're just very lucky to have President Trump as our president, aren't we? Oh man, he's the greatest president ever. And these great things that he has just done, how could anyone be against them? Right? I mean, these are things that he's doing that are universally good. So we're going to be covering all that on the program this morning. They are universally good. How can you be against ending the shutdown and the $2,000 per American? How could anyone be against that? You can't, unless you got some serious problems. Or you're not an American. Right? How could any American be against this? It's impossible. It's absolutely impossible. If you're new, my name is Brian. I am not invisible. I'm just not on the camera yet. And we do take live calls. The toll-free number is pinned in the live chat. And if you want to see and hear all the audio and video I play, you need to go to my main stream, which I just linked in the description. All right. Now I'm going to start the main stream now. Now to see and hear all the audio and video and the images I show, you have to go to my main stream. The link is in the description. Okay, here we go. Welcome everyone to the Brian Craig Show. My name is Brian, and this is where MAGA comes to talk. Welcome one and all. What a great weekend we have. If you're just tuning into the news, President Trump has ended the Schumer shutdown. The government shutdown is over. Enough Democrats came and joined the Republicans. We beat them. Trump beat them. He stood up to them, and the Democrats caved. So the shutdown is over. That means all the SNAP people, the food stamp people are going to get their money. The government workers are not only going to get paid, they're going to get their back pay. The government is funded. The air traffic controllers are going to get paid. We got all that taken care of before the holiday travel begins. Oh, this is a wonderful time. And of course, yesterday, the president announced on Truth Social that each American is going to receive at least $2,000 as a dividend on the tariffs that we've collected. So these things that President Trump has done just in the last 24 hours, less than 24 hours, these are universally good things that no one who's an American could be against. How are you against such things? If you're on hold, stand by. If you're watching live, of course, you can call in. The toll-free number is pinned in the live stream, 888-465-2631, 888-465-2631. Remember, the pre-show, before the radio show begins, is brought to you by Mike Lindell and MyPillow. Make sure you go to MyPillow.com and use my promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E. They have extended their advertising throughout this month, but you guys got to keep doing your Christmas shopping there. So I'm trying to make this permanent as we're approaching the end of the year, and this little experiment with Mike Lindell and My Pillow supporting the early show. We got another month extension. I'm trying to make this a permanent year-long deal on the 1st, so I need you guys to go to mypillow.com with my promo code Kane to make that possible, Kane. I am going to go to the phones. I'm very curious, are we going to get some honest Democrats today who say, hey, this is great. We're all getting $2,000 as a dividend from the tariffs, and the shutdown is over. And these SNAP people are going to get their money now. They're going to get their SNAP benefits, so they're not going to be hungry. This is a great thing. It doesn't get better than this. These are universally good things, okay? But with that being said, the Democrats have been taking the wrong side of many universally good things, like stopping the flow of drugs and rapists and child traffickers and such into our country. Those are universally good things, too, that they've been opposing, so maybe they're going to oppose this as well. We'll find out. If you're watching on the live stream with the green wall behind me, to see and hear all of the audio and video and images I show, you have to go to my main stream. The direct link to that is in the description of the video with the green wall behind me. All right, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Mark. I'm calling from New York.
Hey, Mark, you got any plans for your Trump $2,000 that's coming your way?
Yes, I do. Donald Trump is the greatest negotiator in the world.
Yeah, he is.
The greatest president in the world, and these Democrats don't realize what kind of great president we have out there.
That's right. Are you in New York State?
And another thing,
are you in New York State or city?
City.
Oh, boy. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. I just want to say, I saw you on the Wendy Bell show.
Yes, on Newsmax.
Yes, I saw you on Newsmax. You were all, dressed. I didn't even recognize you. I didn't even recognize you with your hat and you look great.
Yeah.
You look great all suited up. I wouldn't even recognize you if I passed you on the street.
Well, a couple things. The glasses I wear are just readers. They're just reading glasses, so I can read the articles that I'm going over. I have better than 20/20 vision, but I have them big so I can see everywhere. And when you go on television, you want to dress nice. It's out of respect for Wendy Bell and Newsmax, right? You want to dress nice. I can't dress like a...
Oh, yes. I'm telling you, you look unbelievable. You look GQ.
I do have nicer clothes.
You look unbelievable. You look like a model. I swear to God. I mean, listen, I'm a big fan of yours, and I'm... No, really, you look GQ. I tell you something. If I was walking in Florida, I could pass you right up. I wouldn't even know it was you.
Yeah, I know. I can't, I can't dress up that way on YouTube every day. It'd be too much.
No. I just want to tell you, your show is outrageous. You're outrageous.
Outrageously good. Outrageously good.
Outrageously good, and our president is the best.
Let me ask you something. I was watching, because that's why I asked. You're in New York City. You've got this this great new mayor, right, Mamdani. What's the feeling on the streets of New York with Mamdani coming in as mayor?
Well, first of all, a lot of people are gonna I'm waiting for 6 months. If I see the city going down, I'm getting out of here.
Yeah. Well, you know what?
I'm getting out of here so quick, like you ain't gonna believe it.
Well, you know what I think happened, because I've been following this pretty closely. Now we're a few days out. 6 days. I think what happened, I really do, only 14% of registered voters in New York City voted for Mamdani. Turnout was low. When Giuliani ran against Dinkins, he got over 40%, right? So, so what I think what happened, I think there were two things in play. I think the media successfully convinced people that it was hopeless, that Mamdani couldn't be beat, plus the Curtis Sliwa factor, and I think those two things depressed the vote. And
I agree.
Yeah, the media had a victory, is what I'm saying, with their brainwashing.
Sliwa messed it up for Cuomo.
Yes, he did.
A lot of people said that he did, and I got news for you. I got to tell you this. I told my wife to vote for Cuomo. Right? Mm-hmm. She voted for Sliwa. And I told her, how could you do that? You own real estate. What are you doing? She says, I just wanted to vote for him. I said, honey, you did the wrong thing.
Well, Curtis Sliwa is going to spend the rest of his life explaining that Mamdani was not his fault. He's already started doing it on interviews over the weekend. Everything good he did in his life is wiped away now. This is his
that's
legacy.
For sure. He ruined himself. He ruined himself.
Yeah, he did. He did. Well, listen, I appreciate the call.
Hey, listen, I appreciate you.
All right. Take care. Take care. Yeah, one of our New York City listeners. So, let's go through some of this. You see, this was President Trump yesterday posted this to Truth Social. People that are against tariffs are fools. We are now the richest, most respected country in the world with almost no inflation and a record stock market price. 401ks are highest ever. We are taking in trillions of dollars and will soon begin paying down our enormous debt, $37 trillion. Record investment in the USA. Plants and factories going up all over the place. A dividend of at least $2,000 a person, not including high-income people, will be paid to everyone. So we've got our $2,000 in Trump bucks at least coming. Now, high-income people, I don't know what we don't have a date, and we don't know what that line is. But President Trump is high-income, so I think his definition of high-income may be different than most of us, like higher. So that's a pretty good thing, and I'm pretty excited about that. This is just a day of Trump celebration, people. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I got to tell you.
Hey, Richie.
I watched this shutdown thing, and then I watched Bernie Sanders, not on the floor, but what he said when he was in his office.
Oh, yes.
Did you see that?
Yeah,
clip?
I'm gonna play that in a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that tells everybody that Speaker Johnson and the Republicans were so truthful to everybody that this has only been about Schumer and Bernie Sanders.
That's right.
Being afraid, he's afraid of Schumer's afraid of Sanders and AOC, and this is all along been a shutdown for nothing.
Correct.
They put the American people through all this crap for nothing, because and then Bernie came out and basically spilled his guts and admitted this is all about Trumpism, the authoritarianism, and you got to be against Trump. I mean, they are so sick, just like Mandani. It's always been Trump derangement syndrome. Can you imagine? The hatred for Trump comes before the good of the country.
That's right.
I mean, this is sick people.
Yeah. These things, Bernie Sanders looks like an idiot, but these two things, ending the shutdown so that, the SNAP people get their food, all this stuff, and the $2,000 per American, these are universally popular things. So to take a position that either of these things are bad is, hold on, Richie, is a tough thing, I think, for the Democrats to credibly do. I'm waiting for my first call on that.
Yeah, well, don't get me wrong. Here's the deal with the 2,000. I mean, I need the money. My wife, we both do. That would be 4,000, 2,000 per person.
Yeah, that's right.
Not for nothing. That's $4,000. But then I'm worried about, will that start the inflation just like those checks that came with when Biden was in there? Well, because all the people having all that money in their pocket. But it's really our money. It's our tax money that we paid, that we overpaid.
People will go out and spend it. Probably what I would end up doing, it would probably go to paying my income. I'd probably be sending it back with my income taxes. I'd probably put it aside for that.
Absolutely, but like I said, this has all been a 40-day torture period for the American people, and the Democrats lied throughout the whole thing, and now the truth came out at the end. Bernie Sanders just spilled his guts, and that's why they closed the government down. Republicans, have told the people every day, and it's amazing that the press, even yesterday, a Meet the Press and all of them posturing. They're so lie. They lie like crazy. People better realize one thing. They go on TV and they say one thing, and then they go have dinner with the same people.
What we're finding out, the Democrats, I'm going to play the Bernie Sanders thing in a bit, but what the Democrats, Bernie Sanders, are admitting is they've been making people suffer and not get paid just out of ego and because they hate Trump.
And by the other thing. It amazes me how they got in Jewish terms, the chutzpah to get on the floor of the Senate and talk about the broken healthcare, the insane price of healthcare. That's their baby. There wasn't one Republican that voted for that.
Nope.
That is them. So how can you blame something? You did it yourself. They think the American people are so darn stupid. This Obamacare has been outrageous from day one, and the Republicans wouldn't vote for it, and they pull that crap in the middle of the night, and they figure, well, it's been all these years now. Maybe the people don't remember.
Yeah.
I remember very clearly. What was that, 2009 or something like that when that came in?
2010 was Obamacare,
So we've been tortured for
15 years. 15, almost 16 years. They've been wrecking the healthcare industry, and they want to blame us for it.
Yeah, exactly right. That's the hypocrites. They've just totally destroyed.
Maybe when Bernie does some interviews, somebody might ask him how he became a multimillionaire and owns 5 homes working for the government. I'm curious how he did that.
Insurance companies, the healthcare. We all need healthcare. I mean, this is a crisis.
Healthcare.
It's a crisis.
Yeah.
You know, the guy's a phony, man. He's the biggest.
You know what I wonder about Bernie?
What
I wonder about Bernie. Remember that college scandal with his wife that he got away? You know, the thing about Bernie, I wonder how much of Bernie's personality is his and how much of it is him pretending to be Larry David doing him. You know what I mean? He's become a parody of himself.
I believe that the young people used him like a character. Like you said, he's a character. Because if you go by what he says, he's such a hypocrite.
Remember that video that came out of him in the 80s when he was in Moscow, drunk with the Russians, drinking vodka, with his shirt off and everything?
He's a disgusting
I bet you.
The guy never combed his hair.
I bet you Bernie Sanders eats with his mouth open and talks while he eats.
And I'm going to say,
I bet you.
I'm going to say one other thing. John Fetterman. God bless this guy. I was against him. I said, this is a crazy, crazy man in a hoodie. Man, this is the only Democrat that actually told the truth for 40 days.
Well, be careful.
He's the only one.
Be careful. He might be the nominee next time. He might be the Democrat nominee next time.
No, they won't put him in because he's a traitor to them. The AOC.
They need Pennsylvania.
It's going to be Gavin Newsom. Newsom.
I hope
believe it.
That'd be great.
Yeah, he's upset about all this.
So what are you and your wife going to do with your Trump money? That's $4,000 for a married couple, at least. What are you going to do with it?
Well, $4,000. I tell you the truth, I don't know. I really don't know right now. I know I blew my transmission on my car.
There you go.
And I have to get that fixed.
Oh, that's expensive.
Because you know what Nissan wants for that? 53,000 miles on a Nissan. I paid cash for this car, and it cost me $47,000 back in 2017. I said, this is the car that I'm going to live in until I die.
Oh, you thought it was your last car?
Guess what? It died.
So how much is the transmission
on that? Yeah, I thought it would be my last car.
What do they want for the new transmission?
Well, if I go to Nissan, it's $8,000.
Oh, boy.
But it's only got 52,000 miles on it.
How can a transmission, is that an automatic or a stick?
Automatic.
How can a transmission go, that doesn't have a 100,000-mile warranty on the transmission? Is that part of the powertrain?
No, it's not part of it. And Nissan extended it for 7 years, and because they have trouble with their transmission.
Also, is it covered or not? Is the transmission covered or not?
No, no, it isn't. As soon as I hit it, went over to 2 months. It was 7 years or 83,000 miles. So it went on me in February.
Transmissions are bad. When I had my Jeep Wrangler that I loved, was a 4-wheel drive, and the transmission started giving me problems, I took it to CarMax and sold it because I knew that was it. A 4-wheel drive transmission? Oh my goodness, forget about it. I got rid of it.
This didn't even slip. My wife took it to Port St. Lucie and called me and said she had a problem. It wouldn't back up.
Oh,
it never slipped. It just died.
That's crazy.
And it's called Jayco or something transmissions. If you go on YouTube,
so the transmission is not a part of the powertrain warranty. I did not know that. I thought it was included.
No, and they've had a major. That's why they're in the hole. Nissan is sucking up air because Their transmissions have
All right, well,
failed
listen.
them.
We know where your $4,000's going. All right, Richie, we'll talk soon.
Yeah.
Take care. Oh, my goodness. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Mike from Louisiana.
Hey, Mike.
You know what we just watched over the weekend? We watched Art of the Deal. That's what we were watching.
The Art of the Political Deal. Yes.
You know, that's right. And think about it. What Trump did to get this deal done was he threatened to get rid of the filibuster on this one issue. And these 6 Democrats knew that if he was successful in getting rid of it on this issue, then it would have probably went away on all the rest of the issues as well. Mm-hmm. So that one threat to get rid of the filibuster brought these 6 Democrats to the table.
Absolutely. Yeah. And they did what they had to do. This is awesome. This is great. Yeah,
it really is.
Democrats should be very happy today. The Democrats should be very happy, right? The EBT SNAP food stamp people are getting their SNAP benefits, so that no one's going to go hungry. The government workers are all not only getting paid, they're getting back pay. The air traffic controllers are getting paid. The government's open, and we're all getting at least $2,000 each.
Absolutely, and the filibuster's still an option for them.
Yeah.
To try and slow down Trump. And that's the thing.
You can't stop him. He's unstoppable.
What trying to do was, what the Democrats were trying to do was what Reagan did with Gorbachev and Reykjavik walking away from the table. Mm-hmm. That's what the Democrats were trying to do.
That's right.
You know, so and it failed. It didn't fail for Reagan, but it failed for the Democrats. Mm-hmm. And basically, Trump. Schumer is looking like the idiot that was trying to cater to the far left.
That's right.
That's
right. Well, listen, I got to take a quick break, but thanks for calling, Mike. If you're on hold, stand by. I'm Brian. Our number is pinned in the live chat. If you're watching live, 888-465-2631. Back after this. Now, guys, with the green wall behind me, if you go to my mainstream, you can see in here all the video and things I show. The direct link is in the description. All right, we're back. Okay, let's go to the phones. We are celebrating all this great news. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
It's Josh from Alabama.
Hey, Josh.
I just want to say I can't wait to frame this next $2,000 check right next to that $1,400 check from Trump.
After you, well, you mean you're going to take a picture and put them up there, right? Because you're gonna deposit those checks.
No, I'll let the other one lapse. I'm going to put this one right beside it.
Oh, you're not going to deposit it?
No, I like his auto pay. I'm doing well in life.
Oh, you're rich. You're rich?
Not rich, just well.
Well, why don't you want? How well are you that you don't want 2,000? If you're married, it's 4.
Not married. It'll get defaulted back to the Treasury.
Why would you? Why would you do that?
Back.
That's crazy. Why would you not take $2,000 of your money back that you pay in taxes if you're that well off?
Most of the funds that I get. What?
What is the point of not depositing this check?
I don't know, like 50 years from now, whenever my ancestors and my kids possibly be able to sell it.
You think it'll be worth more? Well, first of all, that money is going to be, you pay taxes, right?
Yeah.
Okay, it's going to be direct deposited into your bank account. Very few people will be getting paper checks.
Well, I'm still on the paper stuff.
Yeah. Why don't you take a picture? Why don't you take a picture of that framed $1,400 check and DM it to me? Because I'm going to call BS on all of that. All right. Take care. Does anybody believe that? Give me a break. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian. It's Mike from Houston. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing great, Mike. How are you?
Doing great. What another awesome day.
Heck yeah.
I just got to say, when President Trump was running for office back in 2016 and he called out the media's fake news, I thought he was talking hyperbolically, right? But, we soon learned he wasn't. And then when he ran again in 2024, he was saying how we were going to win so hard, so big, and for so long we would get tired of winning, Now, we're not quite there yet, okay? But dang if he wasn't right. I mean, he's winning everywhere big, from Supreme Court decisions to DOJ to the Democrats imploding and capitulating over the shutdown.
And not only that, these things over the are you with me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, that's okay. I was answering some other lines. These things over the weekend, the $2,000 per person and ending the shutdown, how could anyone honestly be against it? That last guy I was just talking to, I'm not going to cash the check. I'm rich. Whatever.
Hey, you know what? He can send me his 2,000.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Does anyone believe that? Give me a break. Give me a break.
And and it's about time, by the way. It's about time. I'm kind of tired as the average typical taxpayer. I'm kind of tired of carrying everyone else. Hey, it's about time some of this came back to me for a change.
I hope when we get the details, it's only for taxpayers. Because not everybody, I think it should only go to tax. But I'll take it. Whatever Trump does is best. But I hope it's just taxpayers.
I think that'd be true. Yeah, I think that would probably make sense. But what amazes me is that in only 10 months, the things that this guy has achieved. I've been a card-carrying Republican all my life, and I never would have dreamed he could have done what he's done with the budget, brought the bureaucratic bloat under control, given the Dems a good butt kicking. Okay, he's shown the world what we Republicans can do if we just make up our minds to fight. And not go all Mitch McConnell or Mitt Romney
or Newt Gingrich Gingrich.
Yeah.
Or Bob Dole.
When the media's, the Democrats' water carrying stooges start complaining and whining and carrying on, it's just amazing.
You remember, I talk about this a lot because so many MAGA people are new to politics. When I say new, the last 10 years, since Trump came down the escalator. Before Trump. The reason the Democrats pulled this stunt that they failed at is because every other time they did it in the past, the Republicans always caved. Yeah.
Yes.
The Republicans have never stood up to the Democrats, ever. They always caved.
We were the party of failure.
That's right.
Yeah, we were the party of failure.
Mm-hmm.
And we would wring our hands and, there's nothing we can do about it. We're just going to have to go along with it.
And beg for forgiveness and say I'm sorry when it was all over for doing it.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
And so this is just so refreshing. Now, we had a little bit of a setback last week with, what happened in Virginia and New York, but those were all foreseen, okay? But by and large, that ball is still moving downfield, okay?
Yeah.
And like I said, this guy just blows me away, man. Like I said, what we can do when we make our minds up, and what I love about President Trump is, you want to challenge him, he'll say, no, I'm not going to do it, and walk away. And he doesn't care what the media says. He doesn't care how people cry and complain. He's a great negotiator like that. You have to be willing to get up and walk away from the table. And I think he writes about that in one of his books. You got to be willing to get up and walk away to show that you really mean business when you're negotiating. And once you've done that once or twice, they realize, oh, we can't pull that stunt with him. We're actually going to have to sit down and negotiate. So, But anyway, yeah, great way to start a week.
Heck
so
yeah.
just want to call in and yep.
Yeah,
But
right.
I'll get out of your hair, but enjoy the rest of your week.
All right, take care. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, good morning, Doc from Texas.
Hey, what are you going to do with your 2,000 Trump bucks that are coming?
Man, please. We ain't getting that.
He posted it on True Social that we're all getting at least $2,000 if you're an American.
Please, please.
So what are you going to?
Oh, well.
What are you going to do with the 2,000 Trump dollars?
Actually, what I'm going to do, if I do get it, I'll be happy. I'm going to give it to my little grandson. They can put down down payment on in my little car.
That's great. That's a great idea.
Hey,
That is.
Hey, I want to ask you.
Yeah.
I just want to ask you. It's nothing to do with politics. We're going down next month. We're going down to Tampa Bay for a football game. How's the weather at night in Florida? Is it cool?
When is it? It could be cold. It could be by our standards. It's colder in Tampa than it is where I'm at. When you get above, if you find Fort Pierce, Florida on a map, which is north of me, Fort Pierce, Florida is where the tropics end. So when you get north of Fort Pierce, Tampa's even with Orlando, that's almost like Georgia weather. That's not South Florida tropical weather. You're not in the tropics when you're in that part of Florida. Just south of Fort Pierce is the tropics.
Okay,
so, yeah.
I forget.
Dress warmly.
Like down his way.
Dress warmly.
I got you.
It could
Thank
be
you.
very, but then again, it may not. Sometimes in Florida, it could be 45 degrees one night and then 85 degrees the next. So
Like where we at.
So you must be so this is exciting. So you're looking forward to getting your Trump bucks. You're going to give it to someone in the family to put a down payment on the car. See, that's called trickle down economics. That's how the economic engine works, right? You're going to get $2,000 and you're going to go out. You're going to put that towards a down payment on a new car for a family member. That's awesome. That's how that means that Trump will be giving a great boost to the economy. If you buy a new American car, they can deduct the interest off of their taxes thanks to the big, beautiful bill.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Well, that's all I want to ask you this morning. You have a good day.
All right. He can't quite get himself to be excited about Trump, but he wants that money. So here's Bernie Sanders, worked for government all his life. Somehow he's worth millions. That's the illegals he's talking about. So, President Trump's going to be responsible for the death of 50,000 Americans a year. Oh, my goodness. Where do they get this number at? So he's a mass murderer like Stalin? Give me a break. Number's a little high. If you're going to make up numbers, Bernie, be a little more realistic. 50,000 a year? That's 200,000 in the rest of this term? Come on. Oh, giving $2,000 to every American, no tax on tips, no tax on overtime. That's a war on working people. And by the way, he's part of the 1%. Do you think Bernie Sanders takes the Trump tax cuts? Betcha he does. AOC too. Trump says he's going to give $2,000 to every American, but that's not good for people. No one's going to buy that, Bernie. Oh my goodness. This is such a great time, isn't it? This is a great time. Here's Tim Kaine. Remember, he was Hillary Clinton's running mate. I haven't seen him in a while. He looks like hell. So Tim Kaine is saying he was just voting no. He didn't know what was going on. He wasn't following it, but Schumer said vote no, so he's been voting no, and he didn't know what he was voting no on. Oh, that's great. That's just what you want, right? He looks like a mad scientist, doesn't he? Mischief. A moratorium on mischief. Oh, whatever. So he looks like hell. Oh my God, he was almost the vice. Oh, Don Lemon. Let's hear what Don Lemon has to say. Hold on, Don Lemon.
Look, don't let them spin you. The Democrats caved. People have been asking me, what Democrats caved? I want to know. We need to know. Okay, so these are the Democrats who voted to cave to the Republicans. 8 Democratic senators are Dick Durbin, Maggie Hassan, Angus King, Catherine Cortez Masto, Tim Kaine, Jean Shaheen, Jackie Rosen, and John Fetterman. They joined the 52 Republicans in this procedural vote to reopen the government without a guaranteed extension of health care.
That's right.
Just a promise to pick it up and maybe vote on it in December.
Why did he even make that video? Why did he even make that video? He said nothing. He offered no opinions on anything. If you're on hold, stand by. If you would like to call in, please do. The number's toll free, 888-465-2631. Here's Bernie on the floor of the Senate about the vote. Oh my goodness. There he is. We understand.
Everybody in America knows that our current healthcare system is broken.
Well, they're the ones that wrecked it 15 years ago with Obama. They got what they wanted. How is it still broken if we got the Obamacare?
Functional, it is cruel, it is by far the most expensive healthcare system in the world, and the only healthcare system of any major country that does not guarantee healthcare for all people as a human right, covering every man, woman, and child. We are unique in that respect.
Now, in fact, we will all be treated in any ER or anywhere else, but you just have to pay for it.
And yet tonight, what this Senate is about to do is make a horrific situation even worse. So let's be clear what this vote is about. If this vote succeeds, over 20 million Americans are going to see at least a doubling their premiums in the Affordable Care Act. In my state of Vermont and throughout the
Okay. You know what I wonder with Bernie when he talks? What is the distance for the splash zone? You ever been to SeaWorld? You know, and there's some seats that are marked off. If you sit in these seats, you might get wet because the killer whales and stuff are jumping into the water. What is the splash zone for the slobber that comes out of Bernie Sanders' mouth when he's speaking? Because I can see the slobber and the spit just all over the place. How far away do you have to be from Bernie Sanders not to get wet? All right, if you're on hold, stand by. Our number is toll-free, 888-465-2631, 888-465-2631. We'll be right back. All right, we're back. I'm Brian. Welcome, everyone. If you're new to my program, my name is Brian Craig. This is where MAGA comes to talk. If you would like to call in, the number is toll-free. It's pinned in the live chat, 888-465-2631, 888-465-2631. And remember, this early show is brought to you by Mike Lindell at MyPillow. Make sure to use our promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E, and do your Christmas shopping at MyPillow.com. So what we're celebrating today is President Trump broke the Democrats. The shutdown is over. The food stamp, EBT, SNAP people will get all of their SNAP money, everything that they didn't get and everything they're entitled to. The government workers will not only be paid and get their paychecks, but they'll get their back pay. The air traffic controllers will be paid. The military will be paid. The government is reopened. Everything's back to normal again, except the fact that the Democrats just lost big time. This may be the first government shutdown the Democrats truly lost, right? Because the Republicans always caved to them, and they got no compromises, right? Republicans, they agreed to vote on a bill that's going to fail. No compromises, and Trump won. Republicans won, and it's beautiful. And then yesterday, the president promised to give each American $2,000. Here's some of the senators, the Democrat senators, on why they voted with the Republicans. This is Angus King. He's another one of these independents, but he's with the Democrats. Okay, so basically, what King is saying here, this Democrat, is that it was hopeless. It was hopeless, and they've been getting pressured. We don't know by what group, but they were getting pressured to get the money from the government to keep coming in. That something had happened. What that was, we don't exactly know for sure, but there was some pressure being put on them from someone. By somebody, and they did what it is they had to do. Now, I want to cue something up that I want to play. The radio show is going to start in a couple of minutes, so if you're on hold, hang in there. I don't like to take calls this close to... oh, yes. This is a big one. I got to make sure I play that. Okay. Yes. Okay. Yeah. There was some pressure being put on them from somebody from somewhere who we don't know, but they caved. That's it. And we won. And the Democrats, which is the Democrats are in a position. I'm looking at the text from Mike. Okay, we'll be live. Let me see. We'll be live in just over a minute. All right. The number to call in is pinned in the live chat. I can't take any calls this close to going live. I will take calls after the radio show begins in about a minute. Remember, when the radio show starts, no profanities, people. All right. The number is pinned in the live chat, 888-465-2631. When we open, I got to open the show on the radio and do a quick recap and just jump into it. The number is 888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. It's a toll-free call no matter where you are listening. And today we'll be live in about 30 seconds. It's a day of celebration. All right, hold on. Okay. All right, welcome everyone. I'm Brian Craig. You are listening to Florida's longest running radio show, The Steve Kane Show. On the radio since 1977, celebrating 49 years on the radio. Welcome, one and all. Today is a day of celebration. President Trump has ended the government shutdown. The government workers will be paid. The government workers will receive their back pay, so they're going to get big old checks. The air traffic controllers will be paid. The military will be paid. And of course, the EBT, food stamp, SNAP people are going to get their food stamps and SNAP benefits and all of that. This is a great day. The government shutdown has been ended by President Trump, and it's been ended without a single compromise from the Republicans. Donald Trump, President Trump, just broke the back of what's left of the pathetically weakened Democrat Party. So the Democrats caved, we got it. And yesterday, the president posted to Truth Social, this is a very exciting thing, we're all Americans are going to be receiving a big old check Listen to this. President Trump made a promise to the American people yesterday on Truth Social. Listen to this. People that are against tariffs are fools. This is President Trump on Truth Social yesterday. People that are against tariffs are fools. We are now the richest, most respected country in the world with almost no inflation and a record stock market price. 401ks are our highest ever. We are taking in trillions of dollars. That's trillions with a T. And will soon begin paying down our enormous debt, $37 trillion. Record investment in the USA, plants and factories going up all over the place. Now here's the best part. A dividend of at least $2,000 a person, not including high-income people, will be paid to everyone. This is great. So President Trump fed the hungry by ending the government shutdown and did all that greatness. And Americans were all going to get $2,000 each. That means my wife and I, that's going to be $4,000. That's right. The Trump bucks are coming, and I can't wait to get that Trump money. You know, isn't that awesome? Heck yeah, it's awesome. You know, this is a beautiful thing. The Democrats, what arguments do they have against these great universally good things? What argument could a Democrat possibly make? You know, this thing about the $2,000 per person, they've been trying to tell us, well, you know, the tariffs are the price of the tariffs are passed on to the American people. That may be true in some instances, but whatever it is, for the average person, this $2,000 per person that we're going to get from President Trump will be more than whatever your prices are going up from the tariffs. So the tariffs are not going to cost you any more money because you're getting your Trump bucks. If it's costing you more money, it may not be, depending on what you're doing, what you're buying, and all that stuff, and where you're shopping. The things that President Trump did over the weekend are 100% universally good. There are some things that are universally agreeable, right? Not a lot, but there are some. These two are examples of that. So what will the Democrats do? How can the Democrats and the fake news media come out and oppose either of these two things? The $2,000 per person that President Trump has promised us, that is a dividend from the tariffs, right? So President Trump has a plan, and President Trump's plan is to do away with income taxes and fund the entire government like it used to be funded with the import taxes, the tariffs, which will be a tremendous amount of money. The entire government used to be funded that way until right before the First World War, and we didn't have as many people in the country then as we do now. So the country is a lot bigger. The United States is the largest economy in the world, and we're also the largest consumer economy in the world. So there's so much money that'll be coming in with the tariffs. This at least $2,000 a person the president promised us yesterday on Truth Social. My guess is that'll become an annual thing. Every year, Americans will get a dividend from the tariffs. Sounds like a good deal to me. We'll be like the Seminole Indians. They all get money every month. We'll get a big check every year. I'm excited about it. Every year we get a dividend from the government. Isn't that awesome? Like a bonus, a yearly bonus from the government. Or in many of our cases, you know, some of our tax money back. You know, and this is something that everyone not only will support, but look forward to, right? All right? Who could be opposed to this? They're going to try. There'll be some voices that try. You know, the mainstream media may not report on this too much because there's no argument that's credible against it. $2,000 a person. You know, they'll try to talk about how much money that is. You look at the revenues that we're bringing in from the tariffs, right? Billions of dollars a month. The money we're saving by getting rid of the fraud on Medicaid and Medicare and the illegals out of our country and everything else and the drain that is, the government has plenty of money. And if this becomes an annual thing, this will be, is this going to be one of those things that the Democrats try to run against all the time, running on taking away your annual bonus? And he said at least $2,000. And maybe every year it'll be different depending on how much money the government brings in tariffs. It may be some years $5,000 a person. But all of us could use $2,000. I don't know a single person that couldn't use $2,000. Even rich people, they all can use $2,000. Okay, $2,000 is a lot of money to everybody. Even Trump could use $2,000, right? Sure. Might want to tip somebody. Might want to tip the caddy. I don't know, but I don't know anyone who doesn't need the $2,000. And what would happen? They're going to try. They've already tried to get a talking point going, which is completely absurd, that, it'll cause inflation. It's not going to cause inflation. It's going to cause an economic boom. I talked in the last hour, I talked to two people. One guy, he told me that a Democrat, he called and told me he's going to take his $2,000 that he gets, give it to, I think he said his grandson or son, somebody in his family, so that they can put a down payment on a new car. Look at that. That was a Democrat. He's already got plans for the Trump bucks. Richie, the bus driver, called in. His transmission just went out in his car right after the warranty expired. So he's going to put that towards a new transmission in his Mazda, he told me. What are you going to do with your money? I don't know. I told my wife, I said, hey, we can put it in the bank and that could be, we can put that towards our income taxes this year. I don't know. That's awesome. And this has been done before. George W. Bush gave a rebate check. It was a lot less money. It was either $3,000 for single or $600 for married, somewhere around there. It's been a long time, so I don't quite remember the exact number. It's been a long time. But you know what's going on right now? New Yorkers are moving to Florida, and New Yorkers are moving to Florida en masse. And I don't blame them. This is the greatest state. And you know what? These New Yorkers, they are ready to buy, and they're ready to buy now, and they're ready to pay top dollar. And they want what you have, and that's a home in Florida. If you've been thinking about selling your home, now is the time to call Realtor George Colony. He just recently joined us on the program, just started last week on the program. George Colony is a South Florida real estate expert who knows how to get your home in front of those New York buyers the moment they land in town. Homes across Palm Beach, Broward, Miami-Dade are selling fast and for a lot. Homes, there's going to be a home shortage thanks to this huge wave of New Yorkers that are planning on coming to Florida. Don't wait until the market cools off. Let your home work for you right now. Call George Colony directly on his cell phone, 954-801-7320. 954-801-7320. Florida homes are hot. New Yorkers are buying. Call George Colony today. Find out what your home is worth. He'll let you know. Call him and find out what your home is worth. Call him, 954-801-7320. You can also text him. This number rings directly to his cell phone, 954-801-7320. Call or text. Callers on hold, you stand by. My name is Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest running radio show. We'll be right back. If you're on hold, stand by, guys. If you're on hold, hang in there. All right, we're back. Okay. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
What's going on here, Brian? It's Jeff.
Hey, Jeff. What are you going to do with your $2,000 in Trump bucks?
Oh, I'm going to hang on 1 second here, buddy. Hang on. You know, I'm probably going to throw it into savings.
Throw it in the savings. That's a great idea. Put it in your savings account. That's a great idea.
But is this something Congress has to vote on?
I don't, maybe, but so what? We got MAGA Mike Johnson in the House. We got the Congress, so that's easy.
Okay, yeah.
And I'd like to see the Democrats vote against giving $2,000 to every American.
No, they won't.
That's okay. We don't need them.
Not?
We'll get it. We don't need them.
No, a handout's a handout. Either side will take it.
It's not a handout. No, it's not a handout. I'm a taxpayer. I'm getting some of my tax money back. That's less money than I pay in taxes every year.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Okay. Well, okay. No. You're gonna talk about that.
I'm gonna hang in there. We're gonna be back. We're in break. We're just on YouTube right now, so we're gonna be back on the radio in less than a minute. I'm gonna keep you on the line, and when I come back, we'll continue the conversation on the radio. All right?
Well, I wanted to talk about the government shutdown.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll get into that next. We'll be back in about. Let me see the exact time. We're gonna be back in about 30 seconds. So hold on, okay? And we'll start with you. The rest of you on hold, hang in there. This is exciting, man. We got $2,000 each in Trump bucks coming. All right, less than 30 seconds. Stand by, Jeff. Oh, man. What a great Monday. If you're new, make sure you subscribe, guys. Here we go. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian Craig. You are listening to Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show. Great day of celebration. I got Jeff on the line. He's very excited. Jeff, you told me you're going to take the $2,000 in Trump bucks that the president's sending us, put it in your savings account. Very exciting, huh?
Yeah, sure. I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, I think, what Congress is coming, the Senate is opening back up. The government's going to open back up.
Yeah, the government's opening back up. Yeah. The government's opened back up. We're getting $2,000 each. The Trump economy must be booming for you personally. If you're doing so well, you can put the $2,000 in Trump money in your savings account. That's great. So the Trump economy is doing well by you.
I wouldn't go that far just yet. I'm not,
Really? Because I was Richie, the bus driver, called me. He said his transmission dropped in his car, and he and his wife, that'll be $4,000 for the two of them. He's going to buy a new transmission for his car. You don't need the money. You're going to put it in the in your savings account. So you're doing well in this Trump economy. That's awesome.
I'm doing okay. My rent's still $1,800 a month, but we're shopping for a new apartment.
Well, Trump can't help you with the rent. I mean, how can Trump lower?
I mean, with the price of everything else, it's that okay. We have to look for a cheaper apartment, and which I have to say, the apartments have come down. The prices of apartments have come down.
Well, wait until you see, when we end property taxes in the state of Florida, rents are going to come down more because a big chunk of your rent money goes towards the property taxes of the owner in Florida.
Well, I hate to be optimistic there, Brian, but where is that money going to come from? To subsidize the property tax? Are we going to have to stop paying state income?
Ron, no. In fact, in the Florida Constitution forbids a state income tax. Governor DeSantis said that the money will be made up. Well, first of all, they have the state of Florida has their own DOGE, cutting government spending at the county and city levels. Okay. But he said they're going to make it up through Airbnb taxes and tourist taxes.
Oh, well, okay. So,
yeah, it's against the law to have a state income tax in Florida. There will not be a state income tax. It's against Florida law.
Okay, so but Airbnb taxes are going to go up in your vacation.
Well, I don't stay in Airbnbs in Florida. Do you?
Do I stay in it?
You live in Florida.
Have.
Why? Why? Why do you need an Airbnb if you've got a house?
Well, if I travel south of Jacksonville.
Okay.
Anytime I go, if I go down to like Miami.
Yeah. So what? So you're on a vacation. You pay a couple extra bucks for the vacation. Big deal.
Right. I mean, I'm not flying. I'm driving, so I'm saving money right there.
Yeah. There you go. That's awesome. Yeah. I've never stayed in an Airbnb in Florida. I don't think I've ever stayed in an Airbnb, period. I don't really trust Airbnbs. They say that seems kind of sketch to me.
I do a lot of snooping around before I get settled in there. Looking all the.
All right. Do you want to thank Trump for the Trump bucks that are coming?
Well, you know what, Brian? I'll believe it when I see it. Okay.
He promised yesterday. He promised. Okay, well, call me back when you get it. President Trump promised. He's a man of his word. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Okay, they cowered out. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
The Trump bucks that are coming?
Hey, Brian, this is Amy from Orlando. How are you?
Oh, hey, Amy. How you doing? Turn down the volume.
I'm pretty good.
Turn down the volume of whatever device you're listening to.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry.
What are you going to do with your $2,000 in Trump bucks?
I'm going to put it in the bank.
Awesome. The Trump economy is doing well by you, too.
Yeah.
Great.
I did well by myself.
Awesome.
I prepared for life. I'm 65. Great. What am I,
Good for you. That's awesome.
So anyway, Brian, I love your show, and I've been watching for a long time.
Here goes the butt.
And I comment in the chat a lot. And maybe you'd recognize my name. It's Amy Analyst.
Mm-hmm.
But for some reason, I'm blocked from your chat, and I don't know what to do.
You were not blocked.
I've never cut. Pardon?
You were not blocked. I'll double check. I'll double check during the break. Okay, and if
none
you are,
of my words show up.
What is your name in the YouTube live chat?
It's Amy Analyst.
Okay, I will look during the break, but there are so few blocks in my YouTube chat, that I seriously doubt you are. But if you are, I will unblock you.
Brian, I have friends in there, and I chat with them, and they tell me they can't see me.
I will look during the break at the bottom of the hour. In the next break, I will look.
Okay.
And if you are, it was a mistake. I promise you, and I'll unblock you. But people in the chat, but people in the chat, okay, they can block people so they don't see you, and it has nothing to do with me. You're not blocked by me. You're blocked by them, and they don't see you.
Okay.
A lot of people don't know that. Like you could go to somebody and block so you don't see them, but everybody else still does. But I'll look during the break.
I realize that. Okay, awesome. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Oh, yeah, not a problem. Not a problem. Sometimes these things happen. quite by accident. Now, I want to tell you guys that Mike Lindell at MyPillow, this is where you want to do your Christmas shopping, guys, with our promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E. You know, a lot of you know we've done a big expansion on the show. I do an early pre-show before the radio show starts every day. That is brought to you by Mike Lindell and MyPillow. And so go to MyPillow.com, use our promo code KANE at checkout, and do your Christmas shopping. Remember, you can use our promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E, on all the specials at MyPillow.com. All right, so go to MyPillow.com, use our promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E, for huge savings. And let me tell you, my wife and I, we buy people MyPillow products for Christmas. They keep them for years and years and years. These are gifts that people remember, and there's some great deals. Just the pillows alone, great deals. People keep these. I have my very first MyPillow, which is over a decade ago. I got my first MyPillow. I still have it, and it's like new. Okay? I can't tell which one it is. I have so many MyPillows, but I've never gotten rid of any of them. I wash them and dry them, and it's in the mix. I can't tell which is the first and which is the most recent. But when you get MyPillow products, whether it's the mattresses, the pillows, the slippers, the robes, the towels, the sheets, everything Mike Lindell makes is high quality. And these are gifts that people will keep for years and years. And what our experience is, every time I see someone we've given MyPillow products to, they tell us, oh man, I love those sheets. I love that pillow. I love those slippers. I love that robe. So go to MyPillow.com. You can use our promo code KANE at checkout on all the specials. And it's free shipping on all orders that are $100 or more as well. So load up for Christmas. Promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at MyPillow.com. We'll be right back. All right, I'm going to look and see if Amy is blocked, okay? Because there are very few people that are blocked in my chat. I'm going to look right now during the break. Okay. And if she is, I will unblock her. But sometimes what happens is people get blocked by mistake. You go to block somebody in the chat because they're spamming and you hit the wrong person. That could happen. Let me check. Okay. I want to go through this more than once. Because if she was blocked, it was an accident. Let me see what time we're coming back. If you're on hold, stand by. Okay. I got 2 minutes. If you're on hold, hang in there. I don't see your name, but I'm going to go through again. I'm going to go through again. This is my third time, by the way, going through. It's a very short list. think I don't see it. I'm going to go through a fourth time. If you're on hold, stand by. I'm going through one last time. Okay, hold on. What time are we coming back? Okay, I've only got 30 seconds. I do not see her name. Her name is not there. She is not blocked. She is not blocked. We are back. All right, now that I went through, Amy said she was blocked. I went through the entire thing 5 times during the break. She's not blocked. There's so few people, it only takes a second or two a minute to look through the list. She is not blocked, so I don't know what's going on with her. All right, we are back 33 minutes after the hour. My name is Brian Craig. This is Florida's longest running radio show, the Steve Kane Show. We are celebrating President Trump has ended the government shutdown, and each American will be receiving $2,000. Now, I came across something, a video of Mom Donnie. Excuse me. I'm all choked up. Oh, man. With my $2,000, maybe I'll buy some throat lozenges. I don't know. I came across a video of Mondani from over the weekend that is very disturbing. This is him in Puerto Rico. He went to the mosque in Puerto Rico. How many mosques are there in Puerto Rico, by the way? How many can there be? He found one, and maybe the only one. This is a clip of an interview that Mondani did for New York Channel 1. Okay? And this is, and listen to this. Okay, so this is insane to me, and the media, they're not hyping this piece of audio. See, we're starting to get, it started with his victory speech last week with Zohan. We're starting to hear the real Zohan. So here we are, I know it's crazy, 24 years after 9/11, we have a Muslim mayor elected to New York City. And the Muslim mayor of New York City, the mayor-elect, just called the President of the United States a terrorist who's terrorizing New Yorkers. Now, it's the U.S. government that's terrorizing New Yorkers? Listen. Wow. So the United States government are the terrorists terrorizing New York City now, according to our first Muslim mayor 24 years after 9/11. What the heck? a lot of crazy things have happened. Okay, in the last week. Well, really, in the last few months with Mom Donnie. That's crazy, and it really goes to show you how he may be a U.S. citizen legally, but is he really an American? His mother said he's not an American. The only good thing about Mamdani that I can say is since he's not a natural-born U.S. citizen, he can't be president or vice president of the United States. Thankfully, because they'd be pushing for him to be the president. But this shows, we talk a lot about assimilation into becoming an American and what that is and what that means. An American would not view federal agents or the president of the United States or the United States government as terrorist. He did. The United States government, he said, is terrorizing New Yorkers. What a terrible word to use. No one who was an American in their heart and in their mind would use that terminology in that context. That's crazy talk. And it goes to show where his heart and mind is. In his victory speech, he says he's an immigrant, he's a Muslim, and all that. He never said he was an American. All right, I'd like to hear your thoughts on that in particular, as well as anything else I brought up. If you would like to share your thoughts on President Trump ending without compromise the government shutdown, tell me what you're going to do with your $2,000 in Trump bucks that's coming. All these things are fair game at 1-888-465-2631. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, Brian. It's Louise, the masked lady in Boca.
Hey, Louise. What's on your mind?
Hi. I have a question. I just tuned in and heard that President Trump ended the shutdown. But now what happened with the health care to illegal people and the Obamacare thing? Was that settled yet?
What the health care for the illegals was settled with the big beautiful bill, right? No health care for illegals. They're cut off of their Medicaid fraud and Medicare fraud. And what was the other question you had?
Remember the Obamacare? They didn't want to.
They agreed. Okay, the Republicans agreed to have a vote on Obamacare down the road on a bill that will fail. So there was no concession.
I see.
So we won everything.
Because that really was the worst thing that could ever happen to.
So what are you gonna do with the $2,000 Trump's sending you?
But now, I just heard
Buy a
that.
new mask?
But I did. But what? Actually, I took my mask off at my senior center.
Great.
But if the room gets crowded, I put it on.
Yeah, so President Trump promised us all yesterday that Americans are going to receive at least $2,000 each.
And what is that, in a check? Well, how are we getting that?
Well, he didn't give us specifics yet. He just told us we're getting it. It's going to be a dividend. It's going to be a dividend from the tariffs. The government's making trillions of dollars, and he's going to give us a dividend of $2,000 at least each.
Oh, my goodness. That sounds good to me.
Yeah, what are you going to do with it? What are you going to do with your $2,000 in Trump bucks?
Well, I'm going to put some of the money back that I have to pay all these horrible taxes, property tax.
That's the first thing I told my wife. We'll put it in the bank account to pay our taxes with.
Yeah.
That sounds good. All right, Louise, take care. Appreciate this. Yeah, she's giddy. Louise, the masked lady's giddy because she's getting $2,000 from Trump. That's awesome. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, good morning, Brian. Chris from Pompano Beach.
Oh, hey, Chris. How you doing?
Great. I tell you, crazy and nonsense. I'd like to see at least 1,000 New Yorkers surveyed, and I think 1,000 of them, even those who vote Democrat, will tell you they don't feel terrorized. I mean, I'd like to know what New Yorkers he's talking about, because if you're a New Yorker, as he used to claim that he was by being raised there, you're a citizen of some shape or form, and so why are you worried about ICE? Those New Yorkers they survey will say, yes, I'm all for it because I don't want this crime, or I don't want this money wasted, et cetera, and so forth.
Yeah.
Because that's more tax pay. I mean, how many millions were they paying to house these people and feed them and everything else?
Yeah. Well, hold on a second. Yeah. This is all good news. This is all good news. You know, for Mamdani to refer to the President of the United States and the federal government as the terrorists that are terrorizing New Yorkers, that is not an American viewpoint. That's something they may say somewhere, like they think that way in Iran. In Iran, they think that President Trump's a terrorist, right?
Exactly.
I mean, for him to say that's pretty offensive and outrageous.
Well, absolutely. And I was just talking about that with my buddy, that these guys have to be accountable. I say guys, Democrats, whoever's anti-Trump. They have to be accountable for their words. They can't just say anything. And that's ridiculous. And they're still doing it. But yes, the American lives, sorry about this bell here. I don't even want them to be able to be voted in as mayor or work for U.S. representatives or those people who aren't, well, they're immigrants and they don't like America. So I don't like that, and they should not be able to, hold any offices like that and be influencers for their.
Well, now that he's won, the mask is off, and we're getting to hear and see the real Mamdani a little bit more every day.
Speaking of that, don't they have recalls and that type of stuff?
I don't know what they have in New York. I don't know. That's a good question. All right, Chris, I got to run, but I appreciate the call. Now, it's Monday. I want to ask you this. Are you in pain? Then go see Dr. Philip Appleton. The consultation is free, and appointments are not necessary. Walk-ins are always welcome, even on Saturdays. So take advantage of the walk-ins are welcome, no appointment necessary, and the no-charge free consultation from Dr. Appleton, and let him share with you what his robotic laser away pain treatment can do for you. I know what it's done for me 7 times, rid me of pain. None of the pains he's treated me for have returned, by the way. 7 times, different types of pains, from car accidents, falling off my skateboard, arthritis, falling on this, falling on that, all kinds of things. And none of the pains have returned because the robotic laser, what it actually does is repair the damage that's causing you the pain. And I've met so many listeners over the years that Dr. Appleton has been with us that are also living a pain-free life. It's amazing. I've met so many listeners. And, the pains I was in, there were some bad pains. The first pain he rid me of was my knee, my right knee. And right now, I'm right-handed, so I'm putting weight on my right leg. I couldn't do that before. Dr. Appleton rid me of my knee pain. What I had to do was put my weight on my left leg while I was on the air every day. And that pain was rough, too, man. My knee pain would act up, and I was in so much pain. Sometimes I would just go to sleep. Sometimes in the afternoon, I'd have a martini or 2 to help with the pain. Not anymore. He rid me of pain over 3 years ago. After just 2 treatments with his robotic laser, and the pain has not returned. Give Dr. Appleton a call and say bye-bye to your pain, too. 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. And online, AppletonCairo.com. We'll be right back. If you're on hold, hang in there. Oh, how exciting, guys. I am so excited. Aren't you guys excited? How could you not be excited, huh? We'll take a quick break, okay, guys, and be right back. By the way, Back 40 Metalworks, the link's in the description of the video. They're good conservative people, and they're supporting the program, so, support them. I found this video over the weekend, and this was the big takeaway, really, for me, calling President Trump and the U.S. government the terrorist. Wow, that's really scary, huh? It is. I mean, it shows that his worldview is not that of an American. What American, what New Yorker would say something so offensive? All right, if you're on hold, stand by. We will be back in just a few seconds. All right, welcome back, everyone. My name is Brian Craig. You're listening to The Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. We are celebrating our great president, Donald Trump. He ended without any compromises to the Democrats. He's ended the government shutdown. The food stamp SNAP people are getting their benefits. The government workers are getting paid with back pay. Everyone's getting their money. And he's promised $2,000 and a dividend from the tariffs to every American. So this is great. So the Democrats, they just can't win, can they? No. These are things that the way I describe what President Trump has done over the weekend, these are universally good things. Universally good. But Bernie Sanders, listen to this guy. That's right. Okay, those are the illegals. Yes, the illegals are going to be thrown off of Affordable Care Act and Medicaid. That is correct. Okay, so Bernie Sanders here, who has some cinematographer that makes these. I'm playing you the audio, but the video, he's walking down a hallway. Kind of looks like that scene in The Shining while he's talking. But what he says there at the end is because of President Trump, 50,000 Americans will die every year. So what he's saying is that President Trump is a mass murderer. Is that what he's saying? 50,000. So over the 4 years of his second term, 200,000 people will die because of him. He's turning. So we've got Mom Donnie, who's saying that Donald Trump is a terrorist, leading a terrorist organization called ICE that's terrorizing New York City people, New Yorkers. Bernie Sanders is saying that he is a mass murderer that's going to murder at least 200,000 Americans in this second term of his. These are things that the Democrats, those jump the shark moments, they have gone so far over the cliff of jumping the shark here, they're not even credible with themselves. And Schumer, here's a little bit of Schumer last night freaking out. Oh. Okay, so all of those things are over because even their worst case doom and gloom has been settled because the government shutdown is over. All these things are going to be funded. Okay, see, now the crisis he's talking about, this is a really interesting thing, okay? And how this gets resolved is going to be fantastic to watch, okay? There is a crisis that is about to hit. When it hits exactly, we don't know, but it will. He's the senator from New York, right? So blue states, and this is true with some blue cities and counties too, but blue states that are completely blue, like California and New York, they have an entire healthcare industry set up around treating the illegals and then getting reimbursed from the federal government through Medicaid. And the reason they were fighting so hard for Medicaid, there were a number of reasons, but one of the big unspoken reasons is at the local level, they're going to go through a financial collapse. They have these illegals in their cities, in their states. They're using the emergency rooms and walk-in medical facilities as free clinics. The states are no longer going to be reimbursed from Medicaid by the federal government. And the impact of that has not hit yet. And these blue cities, blue counties, and blue states like Schumer's New York and Gavin Newsom's California are going to face a major financial crisis because of that. They've shipped these illegals to their communities, and every time they have a runny nose, they run it. You remember a few weeks ago, I was talking on the air. I make a big point that I don't have health insurance. I am what's called self-insured, right? Now, we're very lucky. We've got great doctors out there that help, right? I've got Dr. Appleton. You know, if I have an injury, I don't have to rush to the ER. I go see Dr. Appleton. I have my skateboard injury. I go to see Dr. Appleton, right? I need some blood work. I hop over to any lab test now in Boca or any lab test now in Coral Springs. By the way, those are the only two any lab test advertising on this TV. You know, I thought I might have a heart attack coming. So what do? I go to Life Imaging FLA. And they give me the heart scan. They give me the full body scan. I have no plaque, no blockage in my arteries, and no cancer. You know, so we got some great sponsors here. But you remember a few weeks ago, one of my cats, my daughter's cat that's living with us, Haku, he scratched me in my eye. And remember I told you what I did? I have distilled, my wife, we have a lot of distilled water for some medical equipment my wife has. My wife is on oxygen, and we need distilled water for some of her machinery. And he scratched me in the eye. It hurt like a son of a gun when it happened. I woke up in the morning, it hurt so bad. So I took a gallon of distilled water and poured it in a big bowl, and I just put my eyes wide open in the distilled water, and it cleared it up. Remember I was talking about this on the show? And I remember we got a call on the air from an ophthalmologist, and he says, Brian, if you don't go see a doctor, if you don't go to the ER, if you don't go see a doctor, you're going to have an infection from the cat and all that stuff. No, I don't. I sought no medical treatment other than, now I'm not giving medical advice. This is what I do. But it worked. It cleared out my eye. And I didn't have to go see a doctor. Now, if I would have gone to the ER for the cat scratch in my eye, how much would that have cost? I don't have insurance, but if I did, they would have done all kinds of scans and everything else. They racked up to the insurance company. Well, do you understand? The illegals, they get a cat scratches an illegal in the eye. They don't grab distilled water and put their eye in it like I did, right? They go to the emergency room, and that costs thousands of dollars. That ophthalmologist that called in said, oh, you're going to get an infection, Brian. No infection. It was my left eye. It's perfectly healed, right? So the illegals are still using the ERs as a free clinic for the cat scratches like I didn't go to the doctor for. And there's going to be a major crisis with these blue states and blue cities and blue counties and and these hospital districts that have been getting reimbursed from the federal government and no longer are. That was one of the big panics they had from the government. Now, if you're on hold, stand by. You know what's going on right now, guys? Here in Florida and in this country? A major surge in Florida real estate because New Yorkers are moving to Florida in record numbers. That's right. And they're coming right here to beautiful, perfect, sunny, tropical Florida. And guess what? These New Yorkers, they're ready to buy. And they're ready to pay top dollar. And they want what you have. That's your home, your condo, your property. If you've been thinking about selling, now is the time to call George Colony, our new realtor that just joined us. Find out the value of your home. He'll be able to get that for you. George Colony is a South Florida real estate expert. He's been involved in over $5 billion in real estate transactions, both buying and selling. He knows how to get your home in front of those New York buyers the moment they land in town. Homes across Palm Beach, Miami, and Broward are selling fast, okay? Thanks to this huge wave of New Yorkers and others that are moving to Florida. Don't wait until the market cools off. Let your home work for you right now. Call George Colony on his cell phone. You can also text. Call or text George Colony on his cell phone, 954-801-7320, 954-801-7320. That's 954-801-7320. Florida homes are hot. New Yorkers are buying. Call George Colony today. We'll be right back. If you're on hold, stand by, guys, okay? Oh, how exciting. If you're on hold, hang in there. If you're watching with the green wall behind me, you have to go to my main stream to see and hear all the audio and video I show, guys. All right, we'll be back on the radio in about 90 seconds. You callers on hold, stand by. I'm going to wait till we get back to take the calls. I'm getting organized for the next hour. Well, for this hour. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Yeah, we'll be back in less than 90 seconds with your calls. If you'd like to call in, please do. The number's toll-free, 888-465-2631. It is pinned in the live chat. This is where MAGA comes to talk. We've got 1 minute. We'll be back. Welcome to everyone who's new. What a great day. What a great day. What are you guys going to do with your Trump bucks? Any plans? What are you planning on doing with your Trump bucks? Welcome to everyone who's new. Just doing a sound check. Any plans already? I know everybody I've talked to pretty much has a plan. Richie's going to buy a new transmission for his car. I'm going to use mine towards my taxes probably. What are you guys going to do? Okay, here we go. Pay bills. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, here we go. $15 seconds. All right, we are back. Hour number 2 has begun. My name is Brian. You're listening to Florida's longest running radio show, The Steve Kane Show. If you're just tuning in, we're celebrating great weekend. President Trump ended the government shutdown. SNAP benefits will be paid. No hunger. Air traffic controllers will be paid. Government workers will be paid. They're all going to get their back pay. Everything is back to normal. And then yesterday afternoon, the president promised that all Americans are going to receive $2,000 minimum each as a dividend on the tariffs, and we're celebrating that. All right, let's go to the phones. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning.
Yes. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Oh, good morning, Brian. This is Joan in Tampa Bay. How's it going?
Oh, I'm doing great. Any plans yet for your $2,000 in Trump bucks that are coming?
Well, my dishwasher went out.
Oh, there you go.
I think I'll get a new dishwasher and put the rest in my savings account.
Oh, that's great. That's awesome. That's awesome.
So anyway, I hate to tell Bernie and Chucky that before Obamacare, I had wonderful health insurance through my job.
Me too.
It cost me $55 biweekly because I got paid biweekly.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
I had major surgery, hospital, everything was covered.
Now this was
$25 copay when I went to the doctor.
This was before Obamacare, right? This was before Obamacare.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. After Obamacare, $165 biweekly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And before they paid 2 pennies, I had to meet a $2,500 deductible.
Oh my goodness!
And then they would pay 80%.
Wow.
And when I had it before Obamacare, if I needed to go to the emergency room, $50. After Obamacare, $175.
Wow.
So, yeah. So that's what happened. And, I was working, before and after at the same job, but this is what happened with the insurance industry.
That's something. Yeah, it was a similar thing to me. I had insurance prior to Obamacare. And I remember my daughter, this was 15 years ago, so my daughter was still a kid living at home. We got a letter as soon as it passed telling us that her insurance was going to go up because we had to pay for all the freeloaders. They told us that.
That's what I figured. I was paying for somebody else's health insurance.
That's correct. You were paying for like 4 people's health insurance. And by the way, those people had no deductible probably, unlike you.
Undoubtedly. And, I wound up even making way less besides the $165. I had to start, getting a health savings account for that $2,500 deductible. So I had to have that.
So when you get your Trump money, the $2,000 in Trump bucks, do you know what kind of dishwasher you're going to buy?
Not the most expensive one, because if it breaks, I'll just get another one.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, this 2,000.
I don't want all these fancy buttons and all these circuit boards, and just give me the basic whatever.
There's $2,000 in Trump bucks that we're getting. It's a dividend from the tariffs. You know, I bet you that's going to become a yearly thing. We're going to get every year a dividend from the tariffs. I bet you. Can you imagine every year we get Trump money?
That would be a wonderful thing. I would welcome that very much, and I'm sure every other red-blooded American would accept that as well, too.
How are the Democrats going to argue against that?
They will somehow. They will. You watch.
Okay. All right.
You know, they're never happy. They're never happy. And the thing is, the hardworking people have to pay out the nose for everything. And, you know, these people that don't work or don't want to work, well, there's people that can't work, you know, that they deserve.
Yep.
This is what it's for. But there's a lot of people that abuse the system, and they get everything.
That's correct. They know how to scam the system. They're con men and
women.
You got
that right.
All right, Joan in Tampa Bay, take care. All right, she's going to buy a new dishwasher with her Trump bucks. That's awesome. And put the rest in the bank. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Conservative Doug.
Oh, hey, Doug. What are you going to do with your $2,000? And you're married, so that's $4,000. What are you and your wife going to do with your $4,000 in Trump bucks?
I'm telling you, this is going to be nice. I'll probably, I don't know yet. I'm certainly going to keep the money or spend it on something. I'm sure my wife will figure out how to spend it. She knows how to spend money, man.
Exactly.
Sure.
Yes.
But anyhow, this is. You know, what I'm figuring is that this shutdown, a lot of people were saying, people I know were saying, so what? Nothing's really changing. They're not affecting us. Only until they decide to slow down the airports that everybody probably started saying, uh-oh, now we got to end it. And I would bet that every Democrat was getting calls in there from their people, hey, open the damn airports. We can't have this stuff stopping us. But then you get Bernie Sanders and Chuck Schumer complaining like normal. They complain no matter what happens. They got to complain. And what really got me aggravated yesterday was I heard what the hell's his name? He's on Newsmax. He's on anyway. I forgot his name, but he's a really good guy. And all of a sudden he says, "Well, President Trump is Savage." Savage said, "Okay, so." Savage said that, Trump is a really smart guy, but he doesn't realize that most of the people on his team are not in favor of what he's doing. That's ridiculous. You know, this guy, I have a little patience for him anymore now. You know, everybody I know that's on the Trump train is now looking to get off. As a matter of fact, more people want to get on. So I think.
Well, think about that. You know, think about this. Every year we're going to get Trump money in the mail. This is going to be a new thing. Sure. You know, like it's like the Seminole Indians get that check all the time from the. We're going to be like that. We're going to be like Seminole Indians getting that money.
Yeah, man.
And you know what? And it'll probably be based on the tariffs that are collected. So as time goes on, there's going to be more, right?
Yeah.
We might end up getting $5,000. And it's interesting. Today I've heard Richie the bus driver is going to buy a new transmission for his car. The last call, Joan from Tampa Bay, she's going to buy a new dishwasher. One of the liberal callers called earlier. He's going to give the money to a family member so they can put it towards the down payment on a new car that they need. So, I mean, this is, people are, this is great.
I'm looking forward to talking to some of the liberals I know. So what are you going to do with your $2,000? You think it's nice if you get $2,000? I can't wait to hear what they got to say. I'm sure they're all going to be like, we'll probably never get it, but it's coming. It's coming. President Trump, whatever he says, he usually delivers on. And $2,000 is certainly going to be making people love Trump even more.
That's right.
$2,000 is a lot of money, man, for most people. And if the whole family is going to get it, that's great. You know, this is fantastic.
All right, take care. Take care. This is awesome. I mean, we're on top of the world. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning. My name is Patricia. I'm calling from Boston.
Patricia in Boston. What are you going to do with your $2,000 in Trump bucks?
I'm probably going to bank it for the granddaughter.
Awesome.
I think.
That's great.
I think she needs a little head start on the housing. She's 7.
So she's 7.
We're going to get her started early.
Yeah, get her out of the people's...
I just had a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
What do you think of the Smith-Mundt Act? I hope I'm saying that correctly. That prohibits propaganda from the mainstream news, because I feel like a lot of, like I see the Democrats eating themselves today. They are thrown their, I don't know what we're calling the Democrat Party anymore. If they're Democrats,
well, I don't know all the
socialists.
details of that bill, but it doesn't sound like something I would like, because you know, one person's truth is another person's propaganda. It's all within the eyes and ears of the beholder, right?
Right. I just see, I'm a little older. I was born in 1964, and I just see the blatant lies on the TV with no accountability.
Well, no, there's accountability. Look at the ratings. CNN's in the toilet. MSNBC is going out of business. There's accountability.
Yes.
You know, Jimmy Kimmel's going off the air. Stephen Colbert's going off the air. There's accountability. It's called
there is.
Viewers.
Yeah, I didn't look at it that way, but that's very good point.
Mm-hmm.
Because I just want to say, enjoy your show. I'm up here, supposedly in a blue state. The other question I had is, do you think we'll get a census?
Get a census?
Before the next election. Trump was calling for a new census.
Yeah, I would not be.
What's going to happen?
If we don't get it before the midterms, I would guess we'll get it before the next presidential. Because, I mean, even Democrats are admitting that the last census was inaccurate.
Right, because I'm curious to see how many people in Massachusetts are actually legal and that vote legally. That my handle on like Twitter and YouTube is Flip Mass Red, because I find there's more people that would vote red, but then when the election comes back, it's all blue. And I know it has a lot to do with the cities, but I feel like they're full of the illegals, and I think a census would alleviate a lot of
a true census,
the voting that
a real census.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That only citizens are counted, because only citizens should be voting.
Democrats probably have 30 or more seats in the House that they shouldn't have because of the census being inaccurate last time.
I agree.
Maybe
and I feel
more.
like in Massachusetts, our governor is trying to triple the excise tax. Mm-hmm. And I feel like every time Trump does something that affects the illegals, she comes after, the people that actually pay into the system. Mm-hmm. And that's her another way. Can you imagine triple the excise tax? The excise tax there is already crazy.
That is nuts. I don't even know. We don't have that in Florida, I don't think. Listen, I got to run, but thanks so much for the call.
All right. Well, thank you.
All right.
I enjoy your show. Thank you for taking it. Bye.
Oh, take care. If you're on hold, hang in there. Very exciting day. $2,000, that means married couples, you're getting $4,000. One of the things you could do with your $2,000 each of Trump money is call Jupiter Joe Thomas and put it towards an annuity. Jupiter Joe Thomas, he's a retirement and income expert. He's helped thousands of people just like you live the life that they've dreamed of, the life they've worked hard for, and the life that they deserve in their retirement. He offers free consultations. Give him a call no matter where you are. He offers free consultations, which you can, of course, take advantage of in his office in Jupiter, or over the phone, or even through Zoom, and talk to him about annuities. He was in studio with me at the end of last week, and we were talking about an income annuity where you get a bonus on your money, right? You can make 10% even more on your money before you leave Joe's office. How long would it take you to do that in the stock market if everything went perfectly? It would take years, but nothing ever goes perfectly, right? You could make 10% or even more on your money before you even get back into your car. There's so many different types of annuities, too. I thought there was just this thing, an annuity, and they were all the same. There's so many different types of annuities for different types of things and different types of people with different types of goals in mind. One of the ones I like is this income doubler one if you have a medical issue. Most annuities, you're married, so you and your spouse are on the annuity. If one of you have one of these medical conditions, that monthly income you get is doubled. I mean, there's just so many great things. Give Jupiter Joe Thomas a call. There's no consultation charge. And commissions are paid by the insurance company, not you. Wow, pretty good deal. Give Jupiter Joe Thomas a call. 561-743-0999. 561-743-0999. And online, you can find his number at jupiterjoe.com. Call us on hold. Stand by. Back after this. My phone is blowing up with text messages. Wow. Here's a friend of mine just said that they're going to go to Alaska with their Trump money. That's cool. Hold on, let me... All right, let's. Let me see. When are we going to be back? I'm going to. Let me see. I'm waiting to hear from Mike on what time we're going to be back. I'm not sure if I'm going to take a call now or after the break. Hold on. He'll let me know in a minute when we're going to be back. If you're on hold, stand by. Okay. All right, hold on. Hey, it's Brian. Hey, I'm gonna. We got a couple minutes, but I'm gonna put you on during the break. We'll talk. Okay, hold on. All right, got Ian from Cruise and Travel Depot. Hey, Ian, we're on a radio break, but everybody can hear you on YouTube. And,
awesome.
And you know, I was talking. You know, President Trump said everyone's going to get $2,000. Right?
I heard that.
And I was thinking, that's why I called you. I said, hey, I just texted you a minute ago. I said, hey, can you go in? Because for people like you and I that are married, that's $4,000 that you could go on our MAGA cruise and have money left over.
That's a great point there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Take your Trump bucks and go on our MAGA cruise.
Yeah. And then you can use the proceeds to toast at one of the bars.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, you could have a great vacation, but we're gonna talk on the radio about some of this. But to the people watching on YouTube, we were talking a couple weeks ago. Can you tell people about the quality of food that you get on the Celebrity Beyond?
Well, I mean, in a nutshell, Celebrity spends more per guest on the food budget, you know, definitely in the luxury space. So the food's really fantastic. And all 4 restaurants have unique menus, and you can order from all the other restaurants while you're dining there. I mean, you get a beef Wellington every night from Normandy. And I know some of our guests have. I mean, even the buffet is fantastic. I remember when we did that ship tour and you didn't want to eat there for lunch, remember? And you were blown away by it.
I'm not a buffet guy, but this is not a buffet like I've thought of. And I've been on a lot of cruises. This is not a standard cruise buffet.
When I told you that, you looked at me with like the side eye, but you know, it was the right call, and everyone enjoyed it.
I know. I thought you were trying to go cheap on me on our tour, and I was like, "Oh, this is awesome. Why don't we just come here at the beginning of the tour?"
I know, right?
But you know, the food quality. You know, Celebrity is a luxury cruise line, so the food reflects that, and it's all included.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Even the coffee. I mean, Lavazza coffee being the standard coffee, that's good stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Hold on a second. We're going to be back. I'm checking the time. We're going to be back. And okay, we got 30 seconds. So we'll wait till we come back and talk on the radio. But though, you know, at about half of the people that go on our cruise are people that listen to my podcast or watch on YouTube. So if I'll give Ian's number out when we get back on the radio. But if you're going to see a lot of people on the cruise that you know from the chat room and things like that on the cruise, you'll have a great time. All right, hold on. Here we go.
Yep.
All right, we are back. I'm Brian. It's Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. On the line, we have Ian from Cruise and Travel Depot. And I texted Ian and said, hey, Ian, you got some time to talk to us today? Because I was thinking, Ian, that with this $2,000 that Trump is going to give every American, that's $4,000 for married couples, you could go on our MAGA cruise and have money left over.
It's so true.
What a great use.
And drink some Wi-Fi. Yeah, what a great
Exactly.
idea.
I mean, take your Trump bucks and go on our MAGA cruise. But a couple things about our cruise. We have this 2019 group pricing, and this is 2019 pricing on this March 2026 cruise. However, the cruise lines are going to start advertising their holiday and Black Friday specials, and when that happens, we lose that 2019 group pricing, right, Ian?
Yeah, correct. I still have 4 infinite veranda staterooms, and they gave me a few more cabins, in the final push because final payments due. So we have about 7 in total with that special pricing structure because final payment is due.
Yeah. So, but those prices will disappear when the Black Friday specials come in, guys. And when that happens, that's it. So you want to take advantage of this. Those of you that are already made reservations, final payment is due. You want to call Ian about that as well. We're going on the Celebrity Beyond, and we are planning shore excursions that are going to be lifetime memory makers. I promise you. We're going to San Juan, Puerto Rico, where we're going to do something spectacular at. Where else are we going, Ian?
We're going to Tortola in the British Virgin Islands, a really pretty, luxury yacht destination, actually. And we're going back to Puerto Plata in Dominican Republic. I'm working on a really fun excursion there.
Okay, we can't tell you yet because Ian's working out the final details on the deal. What we're doing in Puerto Plata it's super cool and high end. I mean, we're going hardcore high end on that one. And I'm sure we're going to have something big in the Virgin Islands too.
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, we have to have our signature catamaran tour.
That's right. So listen, give Ian at Cruise and Travel Depot a call. Make your reservations. If you've already made a reservation, final payments are due. 561-244-5779. 561-244-5779. Those of you coming from out of town, Ian can help you with your airfare, hotel stay if you're coming early or staying late, and also your transportation from the airport to the cruise ship and everything. So give him a call, 561-244-5779. If you get his voicemail, leave your name and number. He will call you back. 561-244-5779. All right, Ian, we'll talk soon.
Have a great week.
All right, take care. All right, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, my name is Joanne from Tamarack. Good morning.
Hey, Joanne.
How you doing?
Oh, I'm great.
I am.
Oh, hold on, Joanne. I got to answer all these lines coming in. Okay, go ahead, Joanne.
Since you were talking a little bit about the propaganda in the news, I'm wondering what your thoughts are on the BBC situation in England.
Tell me what it is. I don't know what it is.
Oh, you don't know about this? Oh, the CEO, the main guy at the BBC, was either fired or he resigned because a newspaper, The Telegraph, did a story about the Trump speech on January 6th.
Oh yeah. I know.
Right.
Yeah, I know all about that. They, I know what you're talking about. They edited the video. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty badly.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that the people in England have to have a license when they have a television?
That's correct.
And they actually have. They pay $360 a year to have the BBC news station.
Well, that's the thing about England. Okay, sorry about that. The thing about England is it's not a free country. People think England and the UK and Australia, Canada, that these are free countries because they speak English like us. It's not. They're not.
Right. So they have trucks that go around that can tell if you have a TV and if it's licensed. And if it is not, you can actually go to jail for not having that license. They are forced to pay for that BBC channel, their news.
That's crazy. I remember my grandparents, who are long gone, right? They died like in the 80s. But they told me when they were young, the phone company used to do that with phone lines. You had to pay for every line in the house. So the phone company would listen in on how many phones were ringing in a house. Remember that?
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody remember. My grandparents used to tell me about that. But they do that with...
Yeah, I had a cousin, a psychologist that... real liberal. She moved to England many years ago, and she told me about that. And at the time, I thought, wow, that's, I didn't think it was true. But apparently it is. Yep. And I hear that even Boris Johnson has declared that he's not paying for the BBC channel and put him in jail. I mean, will they actually put you in jail?
I imagine. They used to have debtor's prison over there. I don't know. It's England's an Islamic country now, so I don't know what the new Islamic laws of England allow them to do or not do. I'm surprised they may just switch it where you're required to pay for Al Jazeera in the future.
Yeah.
How would you be surprised?
Well, anyway, I thought people should know about that.
Yeah.
It's kind of like NPR, where we were forced in our taxes
exactly
to support them.
Yeah. All right. Well, listen, I appreciate the call. You made some good points. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Ben again. So, do you have a family? Like, if you had a daughter, do you think she would be cool that you wore like a child rapist's hat on your head?
I do have a daughter, and I don't know what you're talking about. I have a Trump.
Do you want to date your daughter like Trump wants to date his daughter?
I have a Trump 2028 hat on. I don't know what you're talking about with my hat.
Yeah,
all right,
Donald Trump's
take care. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? That's a Democrat who sees all this Trump winning going on, their party evaporating, and they're having a meltdown. All right, we're going to take our break for the bottom of the hour. Callers on hold, stand by. This is Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show. Our number's toll-free, 888-465-2631. We'll be back right after this. I pulled this up, guys. I wanted to play this for you. The caller that was talking, Joanne, who was calling about England, I shared this on my podcast over the weekend. This guy here is a World War II veteran, and he went on Good Morning Britain. There aren't too many World War II veterans left, and it's Remembrance Day in England, and this has gone viral, very powerful. Listen. Poor guy. See, this guy here, you can tell he's liberal. He wants to call him a racist. And the lady anchor, he's getting ready to go in for the race card. The lady anchor knows what damage it would do calling a great World War II veteran of England a racist. So I'll rewind it, and she's going to stop it before he went in for that. See, she's ending the segment early because he's right. He has somebody like that garners a lot of respect. She saw what her colleague was about to do to this great veteran, and she's trying to end the segment early. This was live on Good Morning Britain, Piers Morgan's old show, so they couldn't stop it. See, she's trying to get away. Oh yeah, the D-Day darlings. That'll solve everything. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? You're on the air.
Hello?
Yeah, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
So why do you cover up for child rapists?
I'm obviously not doing that. Why are you such a perv? All right, take care. If you're on hold, stand by. We'll be back shortly. You see what you got with the Democrats? All this goodness, and they're having meltdowns. Complete meltdowns, in fact. Isn't that something? Okay, we've got less than a minute, and we'll be back. Okay. All right, okay. $30. If you're on hold, stand by. All right, welcome back. I'm Brian Craig. You're listening to Florida's longest running radio show, The Steve Kane Show. On the radio since 1977, celebrating 49 years on the radio. And man, oh man, have we been covering so much today. It's just a great day of celebration. We're getting the $2,000 in Trump bucks. President Trump, without a single compromise, has ended the government shutdown. The SNAP benefits will be paid. The government workers will be paid. Everyone's going to get paid. The air traffic controllers will get paid. The planes that they were going to reduce the flight numbers of will be back in the air. Everything is back to normal, except the Democrat Party is starting to fade away just a little bit more. I saw a story this morning in the Epic Times. ICE has received more than 200,000 job applications. Over 200,000 job applications to ICE. You know, that tells you a lot. I don't know what their age cutoff is to be an ICE agent, immigration agent, but that really tells you where the hearts and minds of the American people are. You know what it reminds me of? These guys that are running out to join ICE. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of after 9/11, or before my time, after Pearl Harbor, when something happened in the country, and Americans said, hey, I want to be a part of the solution and defend this country. I want to go out and join ICE. I want to be a Border Patrol agent. I want to join the Army, Marines, Navy, or something. It's just like those, people showed up after 9/11 to enlist in droves. In fact, many people that were over enlistment age were getting special deferments and jumping through all kinds of hoops to join the service, even though they were over 40 years old after 9/11. We heard similar stories after Pearl Harbor, and now we're seeing it with Trump. Because, contrary to what the liberals have you to believe, most Americans love this country, and they want to protect and defend the country. And if they can do it through becoming an ICE agent, boy, oh boy, they're excited to do it. That is an amazing thing. Over 200,000 applications for ICE. I wonder if there's ever been a civilian organization. When I say civilian, I understand ICE, they're federal agents and it's paramilitary and stuff. But this might be some kind of record. Now, I know when people, I wonder how many people showed up to enlist after 9/11. After Pearl Harbor. I've never seen numbers put on it. But taking the military out of the mix, when it comes to a government agency that's non-military, kind of like a civilian, because ICE, I understand law enforcement isn't civilian, but you know what I mean. Has there been a time when so many Americans have answered the call in a non-military organization like this with the government? I bet you there hasn't been. I bet you this is a record. And why? But it's much like after 9/11 and much like after Pearl Harbor, because these 200,000 plus applicants that want to become ICE agents want to do what? They want to protect our borders from invaders, just like after 9/11, just after Pearl Harbor. That is so amazing. And it's such great news for our country too, isn't it? Absolutely it is. And, you know, when you look at everything, oh, hold on, we'll get to you in a minute. Don't worry, we'll get to you in a minute. That's Jake Tapper. I'm not ready for Jake Tapper yet. We'll get to him in just a little bit. But when you look at that number, that is amazing. And I don't think for a non-military federal government agency, there have never been so many people at one time trying to sign up. I bet you. There's just no way. What other time could this be? And why are they doing this? You know, we're not in a bad economic time where people are out of work, right? Like during a bad economic time, like the Great Depression, a lot of people might try to get government work so they got a job and it's secure. For the most part, those over 200,000 applicants are people that already have jobs, good jobs, that they want to leave so they can serve and defend their country at the borders. That is amazing. That's how popular Trump is. You know, don't let these people lead you into believing that we are anything other than winning. Now, I want to play this. This is Curtis Sliwa over the weekend, talking about Mamdani's victory. Okay, you know, this is the thing. I got a call from a guy in New York earlier in the show, and before the radio show, in my pre-show, we were talking about this. You know, Curtis, this is the beginning of the rest of Curtis Sliwa's life. For the rest of his life, he's going to have to explain on every interview he does that he's not responsible for Mamdani, when the opposite is true. In fact, Curtis Sliwa is responsible for Mamdani. And, you know, we can't change what happened, but we can learn a lesson from it. And, I've been following this and looking. I was telling you guys at the end of last week that only 14% of registered voters voted for Mamdani. Only 14% of registered voters, okay? The turnout was extremely and incredibly low in New York City. Mamdani won because of two reasons. Yes, Curtis Sliwa did play a role. But the other thing was the media had their first victory in over 10 years. The media has been lost. And this is important to understand because a lot of people fell victim to this all over the country, but in particular in New York. The media convinced people that Mamdani was unbeatable, that nothing could change that he was unbeatable. So a lot of people didn't even bother to vote. That's a fact. A lot of people voted for Curtis Sliwa too because they figured, might as well vote for him. It doesn't matter, the many that showed up. You can't be conned by the media. This is what the media used to do. The media depressed the vote. He's unbeatable. He's going to win. Nothing can be done about it. Nobody can beat him. Even a lot of conservatives were saying that. And they depressed the vote. That's why only 14% of registered voters voted for him and got him elected. And the Curtis Sliwa was a factor. So when we get into our midterms, we had done very good. We gotten away from believing the fake news media, but people have fallen victim to it again. Don't let that happen. Don't fall for the lies of the mainstream media about anything. In particular, who can win and who cannot win. And they had a tremendous impact in depressing the turnout in New York City. A lot of, well, what's the point? I'm busy. I got stuff to do. It's starting to get cold. The ice rinks are open. I don't have time. Don't believe it. Always go out and vote. Never let them tell you that a candidate's unbeatable. If we would have listened to that, Hillary Clinton would have beat Trump in the first election. Okay? Yeah. And Kamala would be president today, or Biden today, instead of our great President Trump. But New York is mostly a Democrat town, and they were fooled. Now, with that being said, right now, New Yorkers are moving to Florida in record numbers, and I get it. I wouldn't want to live there either, and Florida is the best state to live in. So, guess what? They need a place to live, and they want to buy, and they want to buy here in beautiful Florida, and they're willing to pay, too, top dollar. They want what you have, your home, your condo, your property. If you've been thinking about selling your home, right now is the time to call our realtor, George Colony. George Colony is a South Florida real estate expert. He knows how to get your home in front of those New York buyers the moment they get to town. And he has a lot of experience. George Colony, he's been involved in real estate here in South Florida my entire life. I've known his name since I was a kid. He's been involved in over $5 billion with a B in real estate transactions, both buying and selling. Homes in Broward, Miami, and Palm Beach are selling. They're selling fast. And they're going to be selling for some good money because these New Yorkers, they want to live here and they want to live here bad. Don't wait until the market cools off. Let your home work for you right now. Call George Colony directly or text him. You can call or text. This number rings directly to George Colony's cell phone. We met George Colony through Tom Laporta, who gives out his cell phone and his messages, and George is doing the same. So call or text George Colony, 954-801-7320. 954-801-7320. Homes in Florida are hot. New Yorkers are buying. This is the time. Give George Colony a call. Find out what your home is really worth in this new real estate market in Florida. 954-801-7320. Remember, you can call or text 954-801-7320. If you're on hold, stand by. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show. Back after this. All right. Let me get ready for the next segment here. If you're on hold, stand by. Oh, yes, I got to share this. I've got to share that. If you're on hold, hang in there. Wow. Okay, if you're on hold, hang in there. Let me see when we're going to be back. Okay, we'll be back in about a minute. If you're on hold, we'll go to the calls when we get back. Less than a minute, we'll be back, guys. Oh, boy. If you would like to call in, the number is pinned in the live chat. All right, we are back. I'll take a call or two. I got so much to cover. This is a day of celebration. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian. How you doing? Good morning. I'm just happy to hear the news about President Trump. And there's 8 senators that are Democrats that voted for the bill. I mean, I'm happy. Do you know who these people are?
Yeah, they're not famous ones except Fetterman. But they're out there. But you'll know their names by heart by the end of the day because the Democrats are having meltdowns. Are you excited about the $2,000 that Trump is sending us? What are you going to do with your Trump bucks?
I'm very excited. I'm having an internal problem in my bathroom, so I have water leakage to the first floor for my bathroom, so I think I'm going to spend it on that.
On a plumber.
Just the right timing.
On a plumber.
Yes, on a plumber.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's great.
So I cannot wait.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, I cannot wait, and I'm just happy that our President Trump is is supporting the American people. And I'm glad to hear that a lot of Americans are applying to be ICE agents. We need them. We need their support, and we need them to enroll. We need to have real Americans that care about this country. Mm-hmm. You know, I admire that. I admire that they're doing this, and I love President Trump, Brian. You don't know how much. We're so lucky to have him, and I cannot wait also that he fully supports J.D. Vance. J.D. Vance will also be a great president.
Absolutely.
I can see it.
And Trump has him all set up.
Yes.
For 2032.
16 years of Republican rule.
At
okay?
least.
16 years is coming.
At least.
16 years.
That's right.
We're not going to give up on this country to the left.
That's right.
Okay? We're not.
Right. That's right. Well, listen, appreciate the call. All right? Take care. So, this $2,000 that Trump is going to give every American, you've heard what people are doing, right? She's got a leak in her bathroom. She's going to call a plumber. Call her earlier, lady. She's going to buy a new dishwasher. Another caller is going to give the money to a family member to put towards a down payment on a new car. Richie, the bus driver, needs a new transmission in his Mazda. This is great. People have all kinds. See how capitalism works? What's your name? You're on the air. Where are you calling from?
West Virginia.
Hey, West Virginia. What are you going to do with your... David, what are you going to do with your $2,000 in Trump bucks?
Well, I'm going to tell you, Brian, first of all, man, I want to say, man, I'm sorry you got to be subjected to all these libtards every day that call in. I hate that for you, brother.
Yeah.
But my $2,000, well, the house I'm in, the taxes weren't paid on it.
What do you mean, by you or a previous owner?
Well, the previous owner. I bought this house on land contract, and they didn't pay the taxes.
Oh, okay.
And now the Wayne County, they bought my property.
Oh my goodness! So you're going to use?
Yeah, I get a thing in the mail saying I got till January to come up with $2,738.
Wow!
Where they get my house, my land, and everything. So that's where. Thank God for Trump. I love. He's the best president we've ever had. Even if we didn't get the money, he's still the best president we've ever had.
So your Trump bucks are going to save your house.
Exactly. Yes.
That's amazing. Yes. That's great.
Yeah, see, I ended up getting cancer, so I can't work anymore.
Oh, that's terrible.
So what happened? Yeah, it took 3 years to get my disability. So I get this disability, check it out, and then the back pay for my 3 years, I should have got $15,000.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And, I get $5,000. They said, well, we can't give it to you all at once, but you show us what you want to buy, and we'll give you some of it.
Wow.
So they give me $5,000. Then I go back wondering where the rest of my $10,000 back pay is, and they said, well, you don't have any more back pay left.
Oh, no. Well,
and of course,
that sucks.
I went off. I said, you've given it all to these illegal immigrants. And then the woman was like, that's not, no, it isn't. I said, well, where's my money then? And she says, well, it's in a building. It's in a financial building.
Okay. Whatever. Well, listen, you're gonna get the $2,000 you need to save your house from President Trump.
Yeah, I've been praying. Me and my wife, we've been praying. Just like God
you're gonna
take
get
care
four.
of it.
If a husband and wife, you're gonna get $4,000.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, so it's going to help. It's going to save my home.
That's awesome.
Definitely.
That's awesome. All right, take care. Good to hear from you. Isn't this amazing? I hope someone from the Trump family is listening today. The guy's going to save his house. Guy's going to get a transmission. One nice lady's going to get a dishwasher. Another nice lady's going to get the leak in her bathroom fixed with her Trump bucks. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, this is Jordan from Nevada. With the $2,000 from Trump, it's going to help me save money for the summer when I don't work. So it's going to be great.
Oh, great! Get you through the summer.
Because I'm a 9-month employee, so during literally the summer we don't work. So it's just great news.
What do you do that you only work 9 months?
$2,000.
What do you do? You're a school teacher. What do you do?
I'm a food service worker. I'm practically like a lunch lady. I'll be honest.
You work like in the cafeteria at the school.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. So you guys don't get paid over the summer. Oh, man.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be great to help us out. I was stressing. I was thinking of getting another job, which I don't mind. I have a good friend, but it just helps me out where I don't have to ask my friend, So this is a blessing. I hope you have a good Monday.
All right, you too. You see this? See what Trump's doing for these good, hardworking people we've heard today? The people that we've heard from that have told me what they're going to do with the Trump bucks, the $2,000 per person that they're getting, it's life-saving and life-changing money. Whether it's the new transmission that dropped out of the car or to get that nice person through the summer when they're not getting paid. And everything in between. Saving the guy's house who's on disability. This is really amazing. Here you have Trump helping hardworking Americans, not a bunch of illegal freeloaders that come to America to retire or commit mayhem. I want to talk about Coastal Weight Loss Secret. It's holiday time, guys. Thanksgiving is here, perfect time. I'm wearing a shirt. This is one of my favorite shirts I'm wearing. It's a Star Wars Hawaiian shirt. And this shirt, really from the time I bought it, was too tight. It was just too tight. And now it fits like it was made to fit. It's like it was tailored to my body. It fits so perfectly. And this is this shirt used to be like a girdle when I'd wear it. And now it fits perfectly because I have a completely flat stomach and I weigh what I weighed 29 years ago when I married my wife. And I did all of this without exercise, without any shots, without any prescription medications, and eating foods I would normally eat, and without starving myself. Give Coastal Weight Loss Secret a call. Lose those pounds. Get that figure back. before you see everyone for the Christmas parties, Thanksgiving celebrations, Christmas, whatever it is. No matter where you are in the United States, Coastal Weight Loss Secret can help. We have listeners from all over America that are losing literally a ton of weight with Coastal Weight Loss Secret. Call and schedule your no-charge consultation, 561-247-6300, 561-247-6300. That's 561-247-6300, and online, coastalweightlossecret.com. All right, let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello?
Yeah, what are you going to do with your Trump bucks?
Well, I wanted to hear some people do what I do. I do volunteer work. I'm going to buy some balloons because I twist and make balloon animals for kids all over the place.
Oh, that's great.
Anywhere I can find them.
That's awesome. That's great. Bringing joy to kids.
Yeah, a little volunteer work. Give back to some of the other people, us citizens, not illegal citizens.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, that's great.
Okay, Dr. Ron from Delray Beach.
Yeah.
Love your program. Thanks.
Well, thank you. Yeah, that's great. Retired guy. He doesn't need the money, but he's basically going to donate the money to bring joy to children. This is great. It really is great. I've been asking people all morning what they're going to do with their $2,000 in Trump bucks, and it's just been all great things. By the way, the guy that's going to use the money towards a family member's down payment on a new car, that's a Democrat. So even Democrats are making plans for their $2,000 in Trump bucks. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. Call us on hold. You stand by. Our number is toll-free, 888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. We'll get back to your calls in the third and final hour after the top. This is the longest running radio show in Florida, the Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian Craig. Don't go anywhere. Let me see how long. If you're on hold, stand by. Let me see how long we have till we're back. Okay. Okay, I got time. I wanted to play this clip. Gutfeld just cleaned this guy's clock. He's being interviewed. This is Greg Gutfeld. He's being interviewed on the New York Times podcast, and he's talking about, hate letters, right? Listen. I'm going to play that on the radio when we get back. That's why he's better than Kimmel, Colbert, and Fallon. I mean, that was so good because, for something to be funny, there has to be truth to it, right? For something to be funny, there has to be truth. That's why these late night comics that are doing their Trump hate, it doesn't play that well because what they're saying just isn't true. I'm going to play that when we get back. That is so good. If you're on hold, stand by. If you would like to call in, the number's pinned at the top of the live stream. Hmm. 15 seconds. We'll be back. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian Craig. You are listening to the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. We're really just celebrating today, right? The government is reopened. President Trump made a deal with the Democrats, and the Democrats caved without any compromises, and the government's being reopened. The workers are going to get paid, military is getting paid, air traffic controllers paid, the food stamp SNAP benefit people are getting all their benefits with back pay and back benefits. Everything's normal. And then yesterday afternoon, President Trump announced that all Americans are going to receive $2,000 each. That's $4,000 for married couples, at least $2,000 as a dividend for the tariffs. So we're celebrating. Before I get back to that, though, I wanted to play this clip. Greg Gutfeld is funny as funny can be. He is so funny. I don't get to watch his nighttime show because it's on too late for me, because I got to go to bed early to get up early for you guys. But he's very good, and of course he's beaten these late night guys on the networks in the ratings many a time. And he did an interview with the New York Times podcast, and he cleaned this guy's clock. I want to play this for you. This is beautiful. So Greg Gutfeld, he's in this podcast studio being interviewed by this liberal jerk from the New York Times. And he's talking about letters he gets from people that watch him, that are critical of him. And then the New York Times podcast host comes back with something, and Greg Gutfeld just cleans his clock. Listen. The New York Times guy has no response. That Greg Gutfeld, that's why he's great, and Jimmy Kimmel and Jimmy Fallon and Stephen Colbert suck. All right, that's the difference. For a joke to be funny, there's got to be some truth to it, and there's a lot of truth to what Gutfeld said, as opposed to these Trump haters who are just saying things that aren't true. All right, let's go to the phones. 888-465-2631. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian, this is Mark from New Jersey.
Hey, Mark, what are you going to do with your $2,000 in Trump bucks?
I'm going to be honest with you. Scott Bissett has already walked this back.
Oh, really?
Said that it could come.
He's walked it back. That's interesting. There's been a succession. He's the president now?
Well,
Scott Bessett's the president of the United States?
Well, he's already walked it back and said it could come in the form of a tax credit.
Well, he's not the president. The president is the president. And the president said to us, he said, let me read you the post, okay? This is the president of the United States, Donald John Trump. People that are against tariffs are fools. We are now the richest, most respected country in the world with almost no inflation and a record stock market price. 401ks are the highest ever. We are taking in trillions with a T of dollars and will soon begin paying down our enormous debt, $37 trillion. Record investment in the USA, plants and factories going up all over the place, a dividend of at least $2,000 a person not including high-income people, will be paid to everyone. That's the president, and he made that promise yesterday. So that trumps whatever Bassett said.
Hey, look, I'm a Trump guy too. You know what?
I can
hope
tell.
It happens.
I can tell. You seem so excited about this.
Well, I am actually. You know what? I live in New Jersey. It's probably the biggest. We have the biggest tax hike in the country.
Oh, so what are you going to do? Okay. You're going to use the $2,000 for what?
I'm not sure yet. You know, I'm struggling just like everybody else is here in New Jersey. So, you know, especially with the elections that just happened here, you know, things are not going to get better here.
That is true. This is true. This is true. So what else is on your mind? You called me for something.
No, I just wanted to talk about the dividend. That's all. You know, once again, I'm a Trump guy. I've been a Trump guy for a long time.
Then why do you sound so depressed? Is something going on in your life?
No, I just remember when Elon made the comment about the Doge dividend.
Well,
that never happened.
Elon's not the president. President Trump made a promise on Truth Social. He's a man of his word. Right?
Right. I hope it happens, buddy. You know what? Everybody could use a little cash in their pocket at this point.
Why are you so depressed? Why are you so depressed? What's going on? It's holiday time. People
Brian,
get
I'm not.
Yeah.
Right. Not depressed, my friend. I live a very good life.
You sound
Got a
doom and
beautiful
gloom
family,
to me. You don't
beautiful
sound
wife.
happy.
Not at all.
This is happy?
I'm fine. You know, I go to work every day.
This is happy?
I've been at the same job. I'm very happy, my friend.
Oh my! If this is happy, I'd hate to see what depressed is. Hey, appreciate the call. Oh my goodness, does he sound happy to you guys? No. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Maddie.
Oh, hey, Maddie.
Hi there. I'll tell you what I'm going to use my 2000 for. My refrigerator started leaking. It's an old refrigerator. I'm going to get a new one, but I'm also going to go to William Youngerman and buy a little silver.
Oh, great.
Well, I've done that before. I've been buying from him since 2006. Every few months, a little silver, sometimes a little gold, and I've got a nice little collection.
It adds up, doesn't it? It adds up, doesn't it?
Oh my gosh, it's fantastic.
Now hold on. Now let me ask you. What kind of silver do you buy? Like, what do you like to buy? Do you buy the same stuff or just a variety?
I have bought a variety. I have coins, and I also have blocks of silver.
Oh.
They're not called blocks.
Yeah, bars.
Yeah. And with the gold, I have gold coins, small coins, and I also have 1 ounce coins. When I started buying from him, it was 2006. Gold was a little high. I think it was $600 for an ounce.
That's right.
And then as time went on, I kept buying a little more. And Brian, it's more than my stock portfolio.
That's right.
Awesome. I'm very happy.
That's great.
I'm very happy.
That's awesome.
Yes.
That's
so
awesome.
anyway, I just wanted you to know it's a great day for all of us and a wonderful day for our guy, Donald Trump.
Indeed. All right. Good to hear from you. All right. I want to talk to William Youngman about her later. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Bob from Jupiter. I have 5 kids. My wife and I, are we going to get $14,000?
Well, he said a dividend of at least $2,000 a person, not including high income. I don't know if you have to be 18 or not, but maybe. You're going to at least get $4,000. Wow.
Yeah, that's not bad. I'll take it.
What do you got?
Thank you.
What would you? Oh, he hung up. That's great. You know, this is an amazing thing. And I hope that, the Mar-a-Lago's reopened now because we're in the winter months. I hope there are people from the Trump family listening today. I really do, or from the Trump orbit that can pass along. Because look at what we've got. Lady called. She's going to buy a new refrigerator. Her refrigerator's leaking, right? Then a little silver. Then another lady called. Her dishwasher's broken. Another lady called. She's got a leak in her bathroom. She's going to call a plumber. Another caller is going to get a new transmission in their car because the transmission fell out of the car. we've just been hearing great, and then there was that one guy, I hope it's going to happen. Oh my goodness. Does that guy sound like a Trump guy? It doesn't sound like a Trump guy to me. Now, I do want to tell you, though, about Life Imaging FLA. It is November. November is Men's Health Awareness Month. And Life Imaging FLA, they're all about men's health. They're here to help us, guys. Life Imaging FLA offers free heart scans with just a few minimum requirements that's valued at $699. When you're over there, make sure you ask them about their full body cancer screening. They give you the ultimate peace of mind. I had both the heart scan and that full body cancer screening, and the peace of mind and joy, it is a weight off my back. Here I am at 54. I know I don't have cancer, and I know that my heart has no blockage or plaque buildup, which I assumed I had. I was expecting, when I went in there, to have blockage and need stents. I've had high cholesterol my whole life. Every doctor I've ever been to has told me I'm a heart attack waiting to happen. And I go in there, I get that free heart scan, which you can get with just a few minimum requirements. No plaque buildup and no blockage and no cancer. And the peace of mind it's brought not just to me, but to my wife, my daughter, my mother, my entire family. Because in fact, I'll tell you, my entire family's been worried about that for years. They all have. Everyone's been worried about it. That's why I have so much life insurance. You hear me talk to Jupiter Joe about all my life insurance? That's why I have so much life insurance. Because of my cholesterol problem. I assumed I was just going to have a heart attack in my 50s and be a dead man. And now I know I'm not. But they find people all the time that do have blockage and plaque buildup. I was reading online, one of their patients left a review. They went in there, they had over 83% blockage. I know, it's crazy. They're all about proactive healthcare over at Life Imaging FLA. They're saving lives. Over 4.75 million cancer deaths have been prevented through early detection and screening. This November, take control of your health. Visit Life Imaging FLA. Start living proactively, all right? It might save your life, or at least, like me, get that weight off your back. From your cell phone, dial pound 250 and say free heart scan. That's pound 250 and say free heart scan. You'll be connected in seconds. They have locations in Broward, Palm Beach, and Dade County. That's pound 250, pound 250, and say free heart scan. You'll be connected in seconds. We'll be right back. All right. If you're on hold, stand by. Oh, man, how exciting is today, huh? Is this not exciting? Okay, we got a couple minutes, so I'll take a call or two during the break. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? You're on the air.
My name's Brendan. I'm from West Virginia.
Hey, what's on your mind?
A couple things. I'm kind of excited about finally getting the Schumer shutdown over.
Yeah, what are you going to do with your $2,000 in Trump bucks?
I kind of wish I could send it back so that the deficit or debt could be paid back a little bit.
You can do that. If you get sent a check, you don't have to cash it or deposit it. If they deposit it into your bank account, you can write a check to the Treasury Department. They'll take it. You don't have to take the money. It's not a requirement.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
So you're rich? You're a rich guy?
No. I'm not. I'm more so like lower middle class kind of area.
So you're not going to accept the $2,000?
Nah, personally not. I kind of want a more like fiscally conservative government. And
why don't you donate it to
like
charity? Why don't you donate it to charity? Help some poor people.
It's true. I could donate it to charity,
but you won't. You'll keep it. You'll keep it.
No.
Yeah, you will.
I'm not.
Yeah, you will. Come on. Why are you lying? You're going to get $2,000. And by the way, you pay taxes, right? So that's your money you're getting back. When you do your taxes, do you take zero deductions on your taxes?
Yeah, I mean, I don't.
You take zero deductions on your. You don't take any deductions on your taxes. You want to pay more money than you're required to?
Yes.
Nobody believes you. You know that, right?
I mean, I don't put any deductions on there.
Mm-hmm.
I do my taxes myself, and I just don't put anything on there. I do get a refund
and you're not going to take the $2,000. So if
I do get a refund check, though. I take that money. Yeah.
Well, this is kind of like a refund. It's just to get a little bonus on the refund.
I don't know.
I want you to hang in there with me because we're in a minute. We're in break. We're just on YouTube, but in 1 minute I'm going to be back on the radio, and I want you to share with the radio audience how you're not going to take your $2,000. I think they'd be interested in hearing that. Maybe there'll be other like-minded people like you that are very principled that want to turn down the $2,000 in Trump bucks. Maybe you're not alone. Maybe there's a lot of other loony people out there. Mine's going to be $4,000 because I got my wife. We're keeping the money. We're not sending it back.
That's cool.
That's cool. Yeah, you want to hang in there?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, what's your name?
problem.
Where are you calling from again?
I'm Brendan. I'm from West Virginia.
Brendan from West Virginia. Okay, you hold on. We're going to be back in about 30 seconds, all right? The rest of you guys on hold, stand by. This is great. Oh, boy. All right, I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show. We're back. I got Brendan on the line from West Virginia. Brendan, you told me you're not going to accept the $2,000 in Trump bucks. Can you tell the listening audience why you're not going to do that?
Because I wish the deficit or the debt would get paid down more than giving the money back to the citizens.
So what happens if you find out that the government direct deposits the $2,000 in your bank account? What are you going to do with it?
Well, if they direct deposit it, I don't really know what I'm going to do at that point.
You could write a check for $2,000.
I could donate it.
You could write a check for you could write a check for $2,000 to the U.S. Treasury Department. They'll take it. Write in the memo you don't want the Trump bucks.
So I could unironically do that.
You could do that. Yeah, you could send them.
They won't return it or anything.
You can donate it. Yeah, President Trump donates his salary. He doesn't take a salary. Are you? You're not a rich man. You're not a rich man, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. What do you do for a living?
I don't really want to disclose that, if that's okay.
You have a job?
Yeah, I do.
You have a job. You just don't want to tell people what the profession is, like carpenter, bus driver, auto mechanic, mailman?
Information technology.
IT. Okay. All right. Well, don't take. You don't have to take the Trump. I'm going to take my Trump bucks. I believe that above the national debt, that my own personal expenses and my family expenses are more important to me and my family. Are you married with kids?
Of course. I am not, and that's an important factor to take into consideration. If you have kids or you're married, obviously it's much more understandable.
Do you have your own house or you live with the parents?
No, I rent.
You rent. Okay. All right. Well, that's good for you. You're walking the walk. I mean, are you MAGA?
Yeah.
Why do you like Trump? What do you love Trump about, Wes? What do you love the most about Trump?
I would say immigration, strong stance on immigration is my number one reason. I like some of his economics.
Well, you like some of his, you don't have a wife and you don't have children. So you don't have a lot of deductions. Yep. You could use that $2,000 to pay off your taxes at the end of the year. right? You're going to have to pay taxes. You could use that $2,000 in Trump bucks to pay your taxes. That way it would go towards the deficit.
Yeah, I guess so. That's true.
Oh, my goodness. All right. Appreciate the call. You're the first person I've talked to that says they don't want the money. And you sound stupid enough not to take the money.
Yeah.
It's your money. Okay. You understand that.
You have your opinions.
It's your money. The government doesn't have money. They have our money. And you have no deductions, so you pay taxes. So this $2,000...
The government doesn't have any money, actually. They're broke.
Well, they have... No, the money they have is our money. Like, how long would it take you to earn $2,000?
Yeah, and they spent our money to nothing, and now they're broke.
Uh-huh. How long would it take you to make $2,000 in your IT job?
I don't know, but I know the government would probably spend it within a nanosecond.
That's right. So keep the money and feed the economy, the economic engine. Buy something.
It's more of a protest against these kind of
buy some Bitcoin.
These kind of aids that people want to just give out for free.
It's not for free. You're a taxpayer. This is like an income tax return.
Yeah, but the tax could be better spent.
I'm glad you're not a family man. I'm glad you're not a family man with a wife and kids. If you had wife and kids, would you keep the money then?
Yeah, probably.
Then you would. Okay.
To secure a better future for my kids.
All right, but you're not worried about securing a better future for yourself. All right, take care. Appreciate the call. Does anyone believe he's not going to take the money? I think he will not take the money. I really do. I believe him. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, this is Chris in Boca Raton.
Hey, Chris.
Hey, Brian, that $2,000, I just want to tell you what I'd like to do with it if I get it. Mm-hmm. One of my favorite things is to go to Walmart where I go shopping and I look for the most down and out person, usually an old person or a person with kids in tow, and I step up and pay their groceries.
Oh, you could do that for a few people.
Yeah, I think usually it averages about $100, so I figured I could do it 20 times.
Well, that's good for you. That's great. That's awesome.
But I got a question for you.
Yep.
I think if the person status is extended to unborn people in the womb, it might actually reduce some of the abortion rates for the next 9 months.
That's true. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. Oh boy, now we're getting in the area of weirdom with the Trump bucks. Okay, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Trump bucks. I love it.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Oh no, what he said was okay, Mike. We don't have to dump that. He said bucks. I thought he said something else. He said bucks. No dumping. You're on the air. See, I just instinctively, I thought he said something. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Matt from Oklahoma. I'm a truck driver.
Hey, Matt. What are you going to do with your $2,000 in Trump bucks?
Man, I don't even know. I'm going to be so damn confused. I don't know what to do with the money. It's going to be a shock, but I'm going to be grateful for it.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, probably blow it on some hookers and cocaine or something. I don't know. Have a good day, buddy.
I wouldn't do crime. But whatever. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, hey. What you say?
Yep.
You hang up with me.
You said bucks. I instinctively thought you said something else, but you said bucks, so you're back. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello.
Yes, you're on the air.
Brian, can you hear me or not?
I can hear you.
Okay, good.
What are you going to do with your What are you going to do with your Trump bucks?
I'm just saying. Hold on. What did Trump do with COVID? He's like, all he does is just throw money at a problem and say, "Here, take this. You'll be happy." And you know what? A lot of Americans are basically that stupid to say, "Okay, yeah, I'll go some money. Oh, that's great." That's all he does is throw money at a problem. And guess what? We don't even have that money.
So when you get the $2,000 in Trump bucks, what are you going to do with it?
All right, set that money aside.
No, this is what we're talking about. So President Trump said a dividend of at least $2,000 a person, not including high-income people, will be paid to everyone. So when you get your $2,000 in Trump bucks, what are you going to do with it?
Brian, that's going to go towards bills.
Bills, okay. I have a suggestion for you. I have a suggestion.
Oh, here we go. Here's a witty comment, then a hang up. What do you got there, Brian?
Therapy.
Therapy?
You need therapy more than anything.
I need therapy.
But you can pay bills. That's a good thing. So you're going to take the Trump bucks and pay some bills. That's great. So
that's exactly
so Trump is Trump. So are you excited that Trump is helping you?
Ready for this? I'm excited if Trump would bring down all the prices that we wouldn't really need this $2,000. But guess what? Every American does because.
No, not every American. I just heard from a guy who's not. He's going to send the money back. Another guy's going to buy poor people's groceries.
You want to talk about therapy? That's the gentleman who needs therapy.
Okay, so you're grateful that President Trump is sending you $2,000 in Trump bucks.
Oh, I'm not grateful. Not grateful.
You're not grateful for $2,000?
I would be grateful if Americans didn't really need that money in the first place. Okay? So technically, it's everybody who's getting this $2,000.
So you were before President Trump's second term. You were independently wealthy. You never needed to. You only needed the $2,000 to pay bills. Now, before Trump's second term, you were independently wealthy.
That is a stupid ideology that you're standing behind.
You're pretty ungrateful. You're pretty ungrateful.
Ungrateful, huh?
You've racked up a bunch of bills that you can't pay. Trump's sending you $2,000. You're going to spend on your bills, and you're still angry. You should be grateful. You should be MAGA.
I'm not angry.
You should
Nobody's angry.
You should be. You should be MAGA.
Oh my gosh! Even Marjorie Taylor Greene, she's so funny. She was on Bill Maher the other night, right? And it's like funny if you take anybody who's done more for Trump, and then Trump hasn't given her any position really whatsoever.
She's in the Congress because of President Trump. And her boyfriend has a very prominent role in the press because of President Trump. He's done a lot for her.
Is that punk that decided to ask Zelensky, why don't you wear a suit to the White House? He's that jerk that asked that question.
So what kind of bills are you going to pay with your Trump bucks?
What type of bills am I going to pay with my Trump bucks?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my. I can't believe you even pivot to that. What does it matter, Brian?
I've been hearing like Richie the bus driver needs a new transmission in his car. His transmission fell out of his car right after the warranty expired. One lady called, she needs a refrigerator. Another lady needs a dishwasher. Another lady called, she's got a leak in the bathroom. She's going to call a plumber.
You are talking about everyday things, Brian.
Yes.
Okay? I am talking about the massive amounts that Americans have racked up in credit card debt.
I don't have any credit card debt. Not every American's like you. I'm responsible. I have zero in credit card debt.
Brian, if I played as much commercials as you did and did all this stuff and, pushed all this stuff, I mean, shoot, I wouldn't be surprised that you get a nice little envelope at the end of the month.
Well, yeah. All right. Hey, listen, thanks for reminding me. It's time for one of those commercials. Let me talk about coastal weight loss secrets since he reminded me. Oh, my goodness. Coastal weight loss secret. What a great time for us to have coastal weight loss secret as we're getting into the holiday season. When it comes to Thanksgiving, Christmas, holiday parties, New Year's parties, this is the time you see people you see once. I'm going to see people that I may not have seen in 20 years or at least a year, right? You see people once a year. And imagine you see people once a year, maybe you haven't seen them in 5 or 10 years, and you're thinner and look better than you did the last time they saw you. That's going to be me. I met Dr. Zuckerman at Coastal Weight Loss Secret in January on Inauguration Day. And you guys watch me online. You know what I look like back then. If you saw me at Wings Plus, holy smokes, I had a round face. So when I see people I haven't seen since last Thanksgiving or Christmas or New Year's, they're going to be like, wow, Brian, you look great. You're so much. What I hear from people a lot is not just that I've lost weight. I hear that, but they also tell me I look younger. Yeah, it does. Yeah, and I feel great. Call Coastal Weight Loss Secret. Remember, they can help you no matter where you are located in the United States. Lose weight just like I did. I lost 25 pounds in 3 weeks. 561-247-6300. 561-247-6300. And online, coastalweightloss.secret.com. We'll be right back. Okay, hold on. I got to get ready for the next couple of segments. Let's see. Okay, that. I'll take a call or two during the break. We got time. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian, there was a statement made by Trump before he was president in 2013, which I think says a lot, and I'm going to quote it, and you can check during the commercial whether it's 100% accurate. I'm not taking out or adding anything in, and it's just a short sentence or so. A government shutdown falls on the president's lack of leadership. I mean, problems start from the top, and they have to get solved from the top. A shutdown means the president is weak.
Well,
and then he went on to say,
but the government's now open. The shutdown is over. He ended it without any concessions.
Yes, and it had nothing to do with him. It had to do with 8 Democrats who agreed to vote to end the shutdown.
See, now notice
Trump was an observer.
Never Trump or Steve.
He was an observer.
Never Trump or Steve. You hear the echo? He's calling from the liberal echo chamber of a massive house with, I don't know, what do you have, tile, marble? You must live in a mansion to have this kind of echo. Typical liberal, right? Limousine liberal. So what are you going to do with your $2,000 in Trump bucks that we're all getting?
Well, I'm first waiting for my $5,000 check from the Doge savings that I never saw. Did you get it? A check in the mail? I keep looking and I don't see anything.
President Trump never promised that.
Yeah, actually he did, and we're never going to see the $2,000 one either. Because that's to buy votes for the midterm.
You're confusing Elon Musk with the President of the United States. So when you get your $2,000 in Trump bucks, what are you going to do with it?
We're not going to get the $2,000
Well, you may
check.
not. You may not, because it says here, not including high-income people. And from the sound of the mansion that you're calling me from, you might be one of those high-income people.
His disapproval rating is higher now than it's ever been.
No denials.
His disapproval rating is the highest it's ever been.
Listen,
and
not
now
everybody,
the Senate Republicans are going to have to take a vote.
Not everyone lives in a mansion like you, Steve.
You keep changing the subject. Let's stick to what I'm talking about.
No, you're changing the subject that I'm talking about. All right, if you're on hold, stand by. We're coming back from a break shortly. You hear? Notice he didn't deny that he's in a mansion. I mentioned it a few times. All right, if you're on hold, stand by. We will be back in less than a minute, and then I'm going to go to the phones again. Yeah, he did not deny that he's in a mansion. If you're new to the program, please subscribe. And if you could take the link and share on your socials, that would be spectacular. It would help spread the word and grow the channel. Okay, we'll be back in about 30 seconds. All right, we're back. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show. Call us on hold, stand by. I was just talking during the break. I was talking to Never Trumper Steve, and he had this quote of the president that said that a government shutdown falls on the president's lack of leadership. I mean, problems start from the top, and they have to get solved from the top. A shutdown means the president is weak. The fact checkers said that he never said that. You go to the fact checkers online, he never said that. That's one of those liberal lies that they're spreading about the president. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I'm Scott from Kansas City.
Hey, Scott, what are you going to do with your $2,000 of Trump bucks?
Oh, you're going to like this one. I bought in 2009 with the Bush payout, $600 is what I got. I bought a new lawnmower.
That's great.
Now that new lawnmower needs repair, or I need to get a new lawnmower. I'm still waiting for the guy at the repair shop to give it a look over. But if he repairs it, it's going to be cheaper for me, and I'll be still riding my Bush lawnmower.
Oh, great.
With the trunk bed.
Great. So you're going to feed the money back into the economic engine, capitalism.
Yeah, and that repairman's pocket, hopefully, because it'll be cheaper than buying a new one.
Absolutely, yeah. I got a guy that mows my lawn, but you know.
Well, I'm my own lawnmower service, and I've got a big, very big piece of property.
Oh, okay.
So it's been worked out. So Yeah, well, that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, you were asking earlier about Bush paying out some money. It was 2009. He gave out, I guess, to me, $600 is what I got.
Yeah. It was. I think it was $600 for married couples, $300 for singles.
Yeah, well, I'm a married couple.
Okay.
Fortunately, I still am.
Yeah. That's good.
Well, you take care.
Okay, so you're going to get $4,000 actually. Yeah, it's because it's $2,000 each, right? Okay, let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name's Joe, and I'm from North Dakota.
Hey, Joe, what are you going to do with your $2,000 in Trump bucks?
Well, I'm going to take it and put it right back into the system because that's the way it's designed.
How so? What does that mean? That's vague.
Well, it's pretty much just hush money if you kind of look at it.
It's hush money?
Oh, yeah, he's just trying to win. Well, yeah, it's just hush money. I mean, if he was going to do something, wouldn't you put in a plan of action to do something instead of just paying a bunch of people just to be like, all right,
it's not being paid. Like I'm a taxpayer. Are you a taxpayer?
Yeah, I've been a taxpayer.
Okay, well,
for a very long time.
that's our money. That's your money.
I know that's our money.
So he's giving
but wouldn't it be more? Wouldn't it? Go ahead.
No, wouldn't it be what? No, you finish.
Oh, I kind of lost my train of thought.
You said, wouldn't it be better?
What I'm saying is oh yeah, if he would lower the tax bracket for the middle class.
He just gave us one of the biggest tax cuts, if not the biggest tax cut in history, in the big beautiful bill. No tax on tips, no tax on overtime. Social Security recipients got a major deduction, and he made permanent the middle class tax cuts from his first term that were about to expire. He did that in the big beautiful bill. Keep up. You're behind on the news. He already did that. Biggest tax cut in history.
The tax on tips and the tax on overtime is just a loophole. Not a lot of people work for tips or overtime.
A lot of people do, and it's not a loophole. They'll get a massive refund at tax time after the first. And middle class people, he made the Trump tax cuts permanent for middle class people that were set to expire, that Kamala and Biden were going to let expire.
Yeah, but we're still in a high bracket though, for the amount of money we make compared to the millionaires.
What? No.
Yes, we are. I'm getting taxed almost 27% on my income.
Well, you make a lot of money. What state do you live in?
I told you, North Dakota.
North Dakota. Do you have a state income tax there?
We have a state and a federal.
Oh, okay. Well, that's your problem. I'm in Florida. We have no state income tax. So he can't do anything about the state income tax. He can only help with the federal.
I live in Florida too, and there's not a lot of jobs that pay high in Florida.
Are you kidding me? There's all kinds of jobs. What do you do for a living?
I'm an oil rig worker.
Well, we don't have a lot of oil rig work in Florida. That is true. So you're a high income earner.
Construction, whatever.
Are you kidding me? There's a construction boom going on in Florida. Maybe not a lot of oil, but a lot of construction. Trump made your tax cuts are permanent.
Long time.
Your tax cuts are permanent. Trump lowered your taxes permanently. The big beautiful bill.
The what?
The big beautiful bill.
Where on the big beautiful bill do I find that he lowered my tax cuts?
Trump passed massive tax cuts in his first term. Remember? In his first term.
I know. Where do I find the information that you're telling me?
I'm telling you. In his first term, he passed tax cuts for the middle class. You and me, right? Unfortunately, he couldn't get those made permanent then. They were set to expire. The Democrats, Kamala Harris was running, promising to allow them to expire. In the big, beautiful bill, they made them permanent. So the current tax brackets that you have are permanent. They were going to expire, so our taxes would have gone up.
On the article of the big, beautiful bill.
Well, I don't have the thousands of pages in the bill. But just look it up online. Keep up with the news.
It's not on there.
It is on there. I can't help that you're not informed. Oh my goodness. What can I do? You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. You're on the air. Another guy that should spend his 2,000 in Trump bucks on therapy. Trump derangement syndrome therapy. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Oh, my goodness.
How you doing? My name is T, man. How you doing?
Hey, T, what are you going to do with your 2,000 in Trump bucks?
Well, right now, that $2,000 sounds amazing, man. I probably, like everyone else, have to pay bills. Let's
pay bills. Well, that's good.
Not much else you can do.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Bills.
Right now, you put someone in a hole and you give them $2,000. I don't know. It's hard to celebrate. Right?
Oh, so you're in debt.
When the economy
Who put you in debt?
I'm not saying. I'm saying this right now is a Band-Aid for a bigger cut.
A Band-Aid?
Right? This is just a Band-Aid for the bigger
No,
cut.
what's gonna happen is we're gonna get money every year. We're gonna get a dividend every year.
Before we continue, I just want to ask this question. Before we continue, are you able to actually debate the problem and not make the person the topic? Right? Don't make it about me and what state I'm in.
Well, everybody's
are
opinion,
you able to do that?
Everybody's opinion is based on their own personal life experience. That's why I talk to people about themselves.
But don't make it about them all the time. Make it about what they're saying.
Well, I don't like to talk about. I don't want to talk about things in theory. I like to talk about things that are practical. Now, if you're in debt, that's your fault. Trump didn't do that.
Well, no. In general, are you able to talk about a topic without making it about the person bringing the topic?
I'm not going to make any promises to you. I'll tell you what. I got to take a break. I'll put you on hold, and I might take your call after the break. I do want to tell you this. You know what's going on right now? A big thing is happening. New Yorkers are moving to Florida in record numbers, and they're coming here to beautiful, beautiful, sunny South Florida. And guess what? These New Yorkers are ready to buy. They're ready to pay what they got to pay. They want what you have, which is your house, your condo, your property. If you've been thinking about selling your home, now's the time to call George Colony. He's our realtor that just joined us, our most recent sponsor here on the program. George Colony is a South Florida real estate expert who knows how to get your home in front of those New York buyers. He's been involved in over $5 billion with a B dollars in real estate transactions from both the buying and selling. Homes across Broward, Dade, and Palm Beach are selling fast, and they're selling for a lot. And at some point, there's going to be a shortage. You want to get in on this before the market cools off. Let your home work for you. Let it work for you right now. Call George Colony directly on his cell phone. You can also text 954-801-7320. 954-801-7320. Florida homes are hot. New Yorkers are buying. Call George Colony today. Find out what your home is worth in this new exciting market. 954-801-7320. Remember, that rings directly to George Colony's cell phone. You can call or text 954-801-7320. We'll be right back. Hey there, hold on. you're on hold, hang in there. We got the gold report, and we'll go back to the calls after. All right, we are back. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show. It's time to check in with William Youngerman from the offices of William Youngerman Incorporated with the Morning Gold and Precious Metals Report. William Youngerman, how the metals starting off this week?
Starting off very exciting with gold up over $100 at one point this morning. Last week we saw gold close out the week at up $23.40 on Friday at $3,999.60, just fractionally under the $4,000 number. Silver was up 28 cents at $48.22. Platinum closed up $13 at $1,543. And palladium gained $8 at $13.65. Overnight, we saw gold trade on the low of $39.98, but all the way up to $4,106 so far this morning. And right now we're at $4,097.60. That's up $98 for gold. Silver getting over $50 at one point this morning. Right now it's at $49.90 the ounce. That's up $1.68. Platinum up $37 at $1,580 the ounce. And palladium also up $37 at $1,402. So gold back up well over the 47 and right into the $4,100 number already.
That's awesome.
This week.
That's awesome. You know, William, I got a call from a nice lady earlier in the hour, and she said she's been buying metals from you since 2006. And she's very excited. There's a story out. President Trump said every American is going to get $2,000, right? So she wants to buy, she has, I don't know, she has to get a refrigerator or something, and then she wants to buy a little silver with what's left. But she was saying that she's been buying a little bit of silver each week and sometimes a little bit of gold. And when she first started, gold was in the 600s. She said that her silver portfolio with the little bit of gold she has is worth more than her retirement fund and her stock portfolio. And she just buys a little bit each week. And she says it really adds up. That's really amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing how many people we have come in every week. They just buy whatever they can afford and they stick it away, and they're very, very pleased. That's for sure.
That's it. You know, if somebody had $2,000, they wanted to buy silver, though. What can they get for the $1,000 to $2,000 range in silver?
You can get 10-ounce bars, lots of nice 1-ounce coins. You can get a sleeve of silver eagles for around $1,100. So there's plenty you can get for $2,000. Quite a few ounces of silver.
Yeah, and that story she told, I've heard that from other listeners, but it's really amazing. And you know what a lot of people do in a situation like that is when they get to that retirement place, they come in from time to time and maybe turn a little bit of it in cash. From time to time. It's like a retirement fund. Listen, give William Youngerman a call. He opens up at 10 a.m. His number is 1-800-327-5010, 1-800-327-5010, or stop in at 150 East Palmetto Park Road in Boca on the first floor of the Bank of America building, just east of US 1 Federal Highway on the south side of Palmetto. And you can find both his address and phone number online at williamyoungerman.com. All right, William Youngerman, we'll talk tomorrow.
Okay, have a great day.
All right, take care. All right, if you're on hold, stand by. Let's go to the phone. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, get back to me. I'm here now. Back. Steve, talk to me.
We got a bad connection on the cell. Okay, you said talk to you. What am I supposed to do? Talk. You called me, so talk to me.
Okay, so let's get back to where we were talking about. So, like I was asking before I got cut off, are you able to talk about the topic and not the person?
I'm going to talk about whatever I want to talk about in any way I want to talk about it. I'm not going to agree to any preconditions.
Without deflecting.
I don't deflect. I have logical discussion and debate with people. I don't deflect. No, I'm not going to agree to any preconditions to a conversation. No.
Well, I won't deflect. I can tell your viewers that they won't hear deflection from me. I would just answer your questions or respond without deflection.
I don't know. I'm not here to interview you. You called me. What's on your mind?
$2,000 is nothing. I've watched your show multiple times, and you fluctuate on this topic in the sense of 1 minute it's, if you
wait a minute. Wait, slow down.
Wait.
Wait. You wanted to talk about the issue, not the person, and you're talking about me as an individual. You're breaking your own standards. You're breaking your own rules. No, talk about the issues, not me. Don't deflect. Don't deflect and talk about the person. Talk about the issue, like you said.
The issue is this country is going down.
Oh.
In a handbag.
So $2,000 to most people is. I've heard from people today who are going to buy a refrigerator, buy a dishwasher, put a down payment on a car, buy a new transmission that's fallen out on their car. And you're telling me $2,000. Not everybody's a rich guy like you.
My mother was in an abusive relationship, and he always found moments to do things and use that to overpower and overcome and highlight that over everything.
I have heard from people all morning.
In between
excuse me,
times, she was being abused.
I'm speaking. I have heard from people all morning. $2,000 is life-changing money for it. One woman's got a leak in her bathroom. She's going to call up.
$2,000 is like, this is America, and $2,000 is life-changing. This is crazy.
If you're retired like Richie and the transmission falls out of your car, yeah.
Trump has set this bar. What transmission? We can't even afford the cars right now because it's so high.
Excuse me. Maybe you can't.
So even when we fix the transmission, something else is going to happen.
Well, that's life.
And, we have minimum wage hasn't been raised. So it's not like we can afford the next problem.
Well, if minimum wage all right, I'm going to move on. You're a crazy person. Don't take the $2,000. Live a broke life. All right, take care. Oh my goodness. Don't talk about the person, Brian. Then he starts talking about me. Oh, before I move on to the other callers, it's Monday. This is a very important question I'm about to ask you. Are you in pain? Then go see Dr. Appleton. Go see him today. All right? Dr. Appleton rid me of pain 7 times. And you know what? The 7 pains that he treated me for, not only did he rid me of pain, none of those pains have returned. Whether it was my knee injury from my car accident, my arthritis in my hand, falling off my skateboard, or the other injuries and problems I had, none of the pains have returned. His robotic laser works. Okay? The consultation is free and appointments are not necessary. Walk-ins are always welcome, even on Saturdays. So go see Dr. Appleton, take advantage of his no-charge consultation, and let him tell you what his robotic laser away pain treatment can do for you. If you have a surgery scheduled coming up, go see Dr. Appleton first before you have that surgery. What do you got to lose other than your pain and not have to get that surgery, right? Here's his number, 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710, and online, AppletonCairo.com. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Brian from Deerfield.
Hey, Brian. How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great, Brian. I just want to talk a little bit about this tremendous tactical move we just saw Trump do.
Yes.
Number 1, we saw the end of the government shutdown. And number 2, we see the beginning of the dividend tariff checks coming back to the people, to the citizens. I think the timing is terrific. I think in some sick, perverted way, the left thinks because they shut down the government and were so disagreeable that they had this leverage and this power. This has been taken away now.
Yep.
This is a brilliant move, and people are they're not going to forget this. This is because people have really been hurting, and now they get a check when they need it most during the holiday season. A terrific move.
And the thing is, they say that the tariffs are being passed on to people. Whatever has been passed on from the tariffs, that $2,000 per person will more than cover that for most everybody.
Absolutely. Like for me, that's going to go to property taxes. Yeah. And it couldn't be coming at a better time.
Yeah.
But again, I think to outmaneuver these people again, and this boom, these 2 quick moves like this is sensational. Anybody wants to give back their money, go ahead and give it back.
Now today, I've been talking to people all day, and there's been a couple of miserable liberals who want to pay off the debt, or it's not that much money.
Yeah.
Come on. I don't believe it.
It's unbelievable.
I don't believe any of that. Liberals always have their hand out for the government. Now, all of a sudden, they don't have their hand out?
Well, that's it. I mean...
Because it's from Trump?
Well, I think some of the people are calling. They're not thinking through their calls before they call in, because now they don't want the money, and they this and that. And really, it's really pathetic.
And I'm telling you, Trump's plan is to make this an annual event where we get a dividend every year from the tariffs.
Yes. Yes. Well, don't they get like an annual, like in Dubai? Don't they get like an annual dividend?
Yeah.
And I think in Alaska from the oil production, they get an annual dividend too. I believe
every Alaskan every year. Alaska. That's correct.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I got one more quick point. If we get silver closing today over $50, we may see a significant move. So let's see. But this was a great political move, and his people are really appreciating this big time. Big time.
Yeah.
And it's going to be great holidays for our fellow citizens who have had such a difficult point, because all these people on the left have been making this life miserable for everybody, and now we're going to get leverage on them. And I think politically this is going to be a
Trump
major
has taken
point.
all their arguments away from them. All of them.
Yeah. I don't know what they're going to argue next. I mean, what are they going to do about this? It's ridiculous.
I don't even think it's hit them yet.
And the great thing is the American people are seeing it too.
This came out yesterday afternoon, and then the shutdown's over this morning. I don't think they can absorb all of this.
No. And then they get money in people's pocket at the same time.
Yeah.
The same time the shutdown's over, and now money in people's pocket during the holiday season.
It's beautiful.
A brilliant political move.
All right, appreciate the call.
You're welcome, Brian. Bye-bye.
All right, take care. You know, the calls today have been phenomenal. But we'll be back tomorrow. I need to drink. You hear my voice is going out just in time with just 30 seconds left. You're listening to the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. My name is Brian Craig. I don't know, Mike. Can I make the last 19 seconds? My voice just went out as the show was ending. Well, guys, we'll see you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. I know it may not sound like me, but this is Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. Take care. God bless Donald Trump, and I can't wait to get the Trump bucks. See you tomorrow. Oh, boy. Now I got my voice back. Oh, I got a drink. Now I got my voice back that the show's over. Well, listen, guys, if you're new, make sure you subscribe. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Well, I did an hour-long live stream at 3 a.m. this morning, if you were watching. So I've been doing a lot. I'll be back this afternoon, though, guys, so make sure you got the notification bell clicked as well. My name is Brian Craig. This is where MAGA comes to talk. I'll talk to you next time. Thanks for watching.